The Democrats don't speak for me. Speak for me. Speak for me. Republicans can't speak for me. Speak for me. Speak for me. A bitch ass nigga can't speak for me. Speak for me. Speak for me. You coon ass niggas can't speak for me. Speak for me. Speak for me. Listen here, this is a fact of life. I be rapping like Nat Turner came back to life. Grab Donald Trump by the pussy, he ain't acting right. I never run from a conflict, I be glad to fight. It's a very cold world that we live in. And somebody please tell Elizabeth you're not an Indian. You just trying to con them people to get the benefit. Just another immigrant, stealing from the Indians. That's some punk ass shit and that's too lame. Now we finna step over to Andrew Yang. And you a sucker, you could never speak for black folks. Fake ass pandemic, trying to get the black vote. The Democrats don't speak for me. Speak for me. Speak for me. Republicans can't speak for me. Speak for me. Speak for me. A bitch ass nigga can't speak for me. Speak for me. Speak for me. You coon ass niggas can't speak for me. Speak for me. Speak for me. You know your boy be high off sativa. Kamala wasn't popping, so we said bye, Felicia. She ain't had a right policy. We ain't trying to meet her. Y'all can take Biden too. Bye. We don't need him. We don't need Roland Martin or that coon Al Sharpton. Didn't need Cory Booker from the start, man. I don't fuck with police and no snitch. You know I'm coming with the heat when I spit it. The Democrats don't speak for me. Speak for me. Speak for me. Republicans can't speak for me. Speak for me. Speak for me. A bitch ass nigga can't speak for me. Speak for me. Speak for me. You coon ass niggas can't speak for me. Speak for me. Speak for me. If you ever go to court and this is your luck, try not to get fucked by Benjamin Crump. I know it's hard. You and all go is hard. But who the fuck is Amy Cloak? Put her picture up on the bullseye and start throwing darts. People cut our organs out our bodies, that's a stolen heart. They can't save us from the flood like Noah's Ark. Black lives always matter, we finna go for ours. So then we savages, we don't need to pot the piss. Mike Bloomberg can suck dick with that stop and frisk. Bitch, you ain't speaking for us, we don't know you. Bernie Sanders, they get your funky ass on too. The Democrats don't speak for me. Speak for me. Speak for me. Republicans can't speak for me. Speak for me. Speak for me. A bitch ass nigga can't speak for me. Speak for me. Speak for me. You coon ass niggas can't speak for me. Speak for me. Speak for me.
Be able to stay home, brother. You will not be able to plug in, turn on, and cop out. You will not be able to lose yourself on Skag and skip out for beer during commercials because the revolution will not be televised. The revolution will not be televised. The revolution will not be brought to you by Xerox in 4 parts without commercial interruptions. The revolution will not show you pictures of Nixon blowing a bugle and leading a charge by John Mitchell, General Abrams, and Spyro Agnew to eat hog maws confiscated from a Harlem sanctuary. The revolution will not be televised. The revolution will not be brought to you by the Schaefer Award Theater and will not star Natalie Woods and Steve McQueen or Bullwinkle and Julia. The revolution will not give your mouth sex appeal. The revolution will not get rid of the nub. The revolution will not make you look 5 pounds thinner because the revolution will not be televised, brother.
I'm talking about shout it going crazy. People going crazy in them motherfuckers. Run that shit back, man.
But it means nothing. Nothing. Got a woman on the bed. Man made the car. Man made the train to carry the heavy load. little bit of baby girl.
Well, welcome to Frontline Black News. Jesse over there can't take over shit and let me cook, man. We got a little bit of echo, cuz. I don't know how if it's on my side. It is on my side, obviously, but we're in the same house. He's just in another room. So waiting for Shabaka to come in, and we try to get Shabaka in here earlier, like before the show started. So he'll be here shortly. Thank you for all the little eyeballs viewing. We see you. Damn it, twin. I think we need to give you a wrench, cuz. You're like the hype man for the show. You know? I see you, twin. You want a wrench, cuz? You want to be the hype man for Frontline Black News? You can be the hype man for the RBA too. You won't. We see you over there. You know, you're about to give you a wrench, twin. You're over there hyping the show up. Got the chat just brewing, getting ready to have people up in there. See you, cuz. You want a wrench? Say yes. I give you one. See, I figured. All right, cuz you can get a wrench. We'll work it out. We'll make it happen. Probably after the show. We only have a few people that got wrenches, and that's pretty much Jay Militant, me, Jesse, Shabaka, and you probably be the next one. Oh, it's that. So I've got a wrench too.
Yeah.
Man, just giving out wrenches like you're giving out motherfucking Kool-Aid cups. I didn't even know yet. I know Sam go, but hey, my salute to our cousin out here. Cool. Well, welcome to Frontline Black News. I am your other host, the co-host, Seduction Doll, aka Lady Che. Jesse on the ones and twos in the front. Jesse, you gonna unmute or uncam or what? Yeah, see me on camera because yeah, he's on camera. There he is. Look, it's Deacon in the house too. I can see fellas. Jesse here, obviously up front in the front of the house. I'm over here in the back. Why am I off camera? Because I fucking felt like it. I was really happier than a motherfucker today, so I said come in and bless you guys with my presence. We're on part 3. Go ahead, Jesse, and open it up.
Yeah, so yes, I'm Chan Krummer, Jesse Paris, co-host of Frontline Black News, Shabaka's Black Experience Enhanced, and the Revolutionary Agenda. And I'm joined with my other host, Lady Che. Lady Che started us out today. So thank you for that, Lady Che. And we are on season 3, episode 42, part 3 of the Frontline Black News. And we are discussing the topics we didn't get to in part 1 and part 2. And that is the outrage among the U.S. travelers over airport signs suggesting migrants can fly without ID.
Hey, real quick, before you tell anybody about any of that, can we talk about what we did on City Council real quick for like 2 minutes? Just because we had
that's all in here.
Time.
That's all in here, Lady Chen. So we got that, and then we got Texas authorities arrest migrants at U.S.-Mexico border. We got Charlamagne the Coon is surprised that most Americans are upset with the migrant crisis. And then we got an update on the migrant situation here in Denver, Colorado. The Denver City Council meeting tonight that Lady Che is alluding to. And our Unhoused Neighbor News and Unhoused Neighbor Sweets.
I can't wait till we get to that because I yelled at him. I'm all proud of myself. Man. All right, good. You're gonna have to you're gonna have to send the links through so I can share them without you sharing them, so everybody don't see all your 100 million tabs open. What? You want to come in? I don't want to go sit back there. Y'all like that? Y'all like that Muslim rug back there? Jesse put it up.
Yeah, I did.
I'm just in a good mood, man. I'm telling you. Little read to it.
I already had the cues all set up over here.
All right, let's get to it. I'm so happy to see all of you guys.
Yeah, Lady Che is in a very spirited mood this this evening. It's like complete night and day from yesterday. The show yesterday, it was wild.
At the beginning of the show, it was cool. I tell you, he just gotta smoke some weed with the girl. You know what I mean? He holding out on the weed. It's like there's only really. I mean, if you know your woman, you know your woman. Your woman only needs 1 or 3 things to make her right. And I
Yeah.
keep saying it. It's weed, dick, and you gotta do something funny. You gotta watch a funny movie with her, make her laugh, something like that. It's one of those 3 things, and your old lady will be back to acting the way you need her to act. Motherfucker start cooking again. You know what I mean? She's
Yep.
doing the shit she's supposed to be doing. It's 1 of 3 things. It's probably out of your broad's problem. What are your problems? Or you want to be terrorized for 2 months? How you want to live? You know what I mean? Like, and other than that, just how you want to live for the next 3 weeks. Yeah, get on your husbandly duties, cause you just want to smoke some weed, throw some dick, and watch something funny.
That's all it takes.
That's all it takes. Sorry, it's vulgar, but man, a real woman ain't gonna tell you all that. She wants you to give her some gifts, buy her some, take her somewhere. Now, I'm a real bride. That's the top 3 things, and that's all it takes. Is 1 of those 3. It's 1 of those 3. You can't ask me. No, I want to fight.
As you can clearly see, I did that. So now Lady Che is in a very spirited mood.
Ask him which ones he did.
Yeah. So moving right along, Lady Che. We are on to our first topic of the night.
Make your brothers blush, cuz look at these blushing.
And that is the outrage among the U.S. travelers over airport signs suggesting migrants can fly without the ID. So shout out to Lisa Cabrera.
Hey, Twin know what it is, man. See?
I'm not sure what Twin does.
I tell you, man, anybody who got a wife or a long-term girlfriend is 1 of those 3 things. You gonna fix their problems right quick. You bitch put some effort. She don't take much. Probably just want to see it a little bit,
Okay, Shabaka said he's going to be joining us shortly.
Thank God, Chewbacca.
Ladies and gentlemen, Americans are noticing something at the airport. They are noticing how TSA is not really checking these migrants.
Yeah.
And they are not required to show any ID, and they can still board a flight. Do you know how dangerous that is?
Yes.
All it takes is somebody coming across that border, y'all, and being able to board a plane. Do you know how easy it would be for them to hijack a plane?
Huh?
A shout out to Deacon. Glad to see him.
Yeah.
They don't care about this at all.
To Deacon, shout out
Citizens,
to
your politicians, they could care less. So let's get into this story. U.S. travelers outraged by airport signs appearing to allow migrants onto flights without ID. Many said they are quite offended.
Goddamn right.
Travelers are outraged by the signs appearing at U.S. airports allowing migrants to board flights without showing proper identification. U.S. citizens traveling domestically have to show a valid ID card or passport to board a plane. But signs at certain airports say there are different rules for some newly arrived migrants. The signs claim that TSA is working with Customs and Border Protection to validate adult non-U.S. citizen travel documentation when the traveler does not otherwise have an acceptable form of identification. In practice, it means migrants who have entered the country using CBP, One App, Some 45,000 people a month can use it as their travel document. And
So they're using the app opposed to actually having an actual ID. So
What?
certain states like Colorado, they have an app where you can have your digital ID. But we're citizens. We should actually have that accessibility, that access. These people are illegal immigrants. We'll make that perfectly clear. They're illegal immigrants. There's a right way of doing immigration, and there's a wrong way of doing immigration.
Mm-hmm.
They're clearly choosing the wrong way of doing immigration. So they're illegal immigrants. They're not migrants. They're not asylum seekers. They're not none of that colorful terminology that these white liberals in specific love to use to describe them, to make us feel sorry or pity for them, try to tug at our heartstrings. No, we feel nothing.
Nothing.
even choose whether to allow officers to take their picture. So they even got the option of not having their picture taken. No ID, and you don't have to take their picture either. Wow.
You feel
No,
back
that
here.
was out.
So I'm going to show you this document that everybody is seeing at the airport.
Because you actually had personal experience with this today at Reagan Airport, and that is this new agreement. It's a pilot program between CBP with their CBP One app and TSA that would allow illegal immigrants to go through security.
See, that's some bullshit. Every time I went to the airport, mind you, I've traveled quite a bit. I always had to have my ID before I could board a plane. And I'm a United States citizen on paper. I don't get treated like one, but I am a U.S. citizen. I was born in the United States. My parents were born in the United States. I'm not a tether anchor baby, none of that. But these people who aren't even citizens are allowed to just board the plane willy-nilly with no ID, no identification, no nothing.
American Airport without identification. The CBP One app would be used to verify their identity. What do you think of that? Is that a problem? And what was your experience?
It's a big problem. It's a big national security risk. We don't know who these people are. Even though they make some vetting procedures, vetting is only as good as the information we have access to. We don't have information on Syrians and Turkey, natives in Turkey, or many countries across the globe that are sponsors to terror. When these people come across the country, many times we take whatever identity they give to us because there's no record of them anywhere. So there's a big national security threat. And I went through TSA pre-check this morning. The guy recognized me. He knows who I am. I have a top secret SCI security clearance. And I tried it. I said, I don't want my picture taken. He goes, you have no choice, sir. I said, I don't want my picture taken. I'd rather not. You have no choice. You can't get in. So apparently for a guy with top secret clearance, I got to get my picture taken.
All right, but an illegal immigrant
Just walk through and not get his picture taken off
Because
and show arrest warrant for identification.
because it's optional to get your picture taken.
Absolutely.
Okay, this is a snapshot that someone took at an airport and posted online. I know it's not the clearest, but so it says non-U.S. citizens document validation using CBP One. That's an app, ladies and gentlemen. So TSA is partnering with CBP to test the use of CBP One at certain TSA checkpoints to validate adult non-U.S. citizen travel documentation when the traveler does not otherwise have an acceptable form of identification. So how it works: 1, notify the TSA officer that you are a migrant. 2, the TSA officer will take a photo. Now that is optional. They can say, no, don't take my photo. So this is somebody boarding a plane with no ID and no photo of that person. So that's what a lot of people are also complaining about. Number 3, if requested, provide your alien identification number or biographic information. 4, Follow officer instructions. So yes, so this apparently is posted at the airport. You may decline to have your photo taken. If you do not wish to have your photo taken, please notify a TSA officer. You must still provide your alien identification number or biographical information to the TSA officer, even if you do not have your photo taken. CBP 1 only verifies the information you previously provided to CBP and will not store your information because your information is verified through CBP 1. TSA will also not store your information as part of the process. And then want to learn more. If you would like additional information about this pilot, please ask TSA. I guess that's for more information because it's kind of smudged out there. So this is what's posted at the airport, and apparently at more than one because other people are posting this same document. Ladies and gentlemen, there are some very angry Americans right now that saw this and they are upset and they are posting about it all over social media. When we fly as Americans, you got to show all kinds of documentation on who you are. Do you know how easy it is for somebody to come from other parts of the world and cross that US-Mexico border and get in here and then board a plane and possibly hijack the plane? And you literally don't have any information on this person, not a photo, not nothing. And they can get on a plane like that too. They can get on a plane like that with no problem, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm just here to tell you, this is here to stay. It doesn't matter, apparently, what Americans' objections are to what they're allowing these migrants to do. It doesn't seem to matter. Our voices mean nothing to them. You see, there's a lot of people complaining about them coming in, and Biden is just blatantly ignoring everybody. So if he's ignoring them physically coming in, of course he's going to ignore the ID part too. He doesn't care about how anyone here feels about this. He doesn't care. So American citizens are taking to social media saying, I am an American. And I'm quite offended by these migrants that have come here and getting preferential treatment and being prioritized in so many ways. And that person is right, because I saw another article maybe about a week or so ago where they're saying that these migrants are getting preferential treatment when it comes down to boarding a plane. Don't make Americans sit and wait and delay flights and get these migrants on, and they just get them out right away. And I saw complaints about that too, how they're getting priority over even boarding the plane over Americans. So the rest of us are paying the price at gas pumps, grocery stores, and the big plane ticket prices, because flying everywhere is not always cheap. Taxes going up, yet the U.S. is continuing to bring masses of people in. The administration's mentality is to try and make the most humane, pleasurable experience for these poor people under distress, because it is such a tough ordeal to navigate an American airport. But you've got to be kidding me. Many of them just came from the Middle East and traversed 7 countries and used the app to get here. And they're right. I mean, do not assume these are all people from the south of the border, because I have looked at some of the people coming in, and I have seen some of these people show flags from the Middle East. And I have seen groups of African men all sitting together in these pictures. So these are people coming in through the border from all parts of the world. You know, maybe the majority are coming from south of the border, but it's definitely not all. And we've seen those Chinese men come and cross the US-Mexico border. You can go online and see these Chinese men all grouped together, young-looking men, all entering the US. Mm-hmm. But, you know, the focus is all on, you know, Venezuela now, you know, and other South American countries, but it's never all of these other people coming in. So now they're saying they saw a bunch of them come in Phoenix Airport, but Phoenix Airport is by far not the only airport they're coming through. You know, there are people reporting from Denver of seeing these people coming in, Philadelphia, New York, Chicago. They're seeing these people at the airport, you know, from all over the country. So, y'all, you're going to have to tell me what you think about this one. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification.
Don't forget to do the same thing for Frontline Black News, the Revolutionary Agenda, and Shabaka's Black Experience Enhanced. I don't know where Shabaka is. She said it would be in the studio immediately or shortly. All right, Lady Che, what are your thoughts on what Lisa Cabrera just outlined for us?
First of all, me who travels, I used to travel a lot. And I travel a lot by plane, but I like to travel by the bus, personally. Just because I like to see, the world. I just travel a lot by the bus and a lot by the plane. First of all, I think that this is fucking bullshit. Like, they have, we live in the United States. We don't like a lot of shit that goes on here in our prospective states, we frustrated. We're all kinds of shit, right? However, we know as United States citizens and people are born here on the soil, we know there are rules that we don't like, but we have to abide by. We got to go through security. We have to do a whole bunch of shit. We got to take off our shoes, our belt.
You got to get butt ass naked to get through security on the damn plane.
And even though I know for a fact, and I've seen this for a fact, even with one of our sisters, when Sister Bianca went through one time, she's coming home. They don't care. You're like us, who do speak against certain shit. You're on the fucking list, on their list, right? You're on their list. Then you're going to be pulled to the side. You're going to be extra manhandled, right? So I think that since we know this, we have to follow rules right before we travel anywhere. I haven't traveled abroad on a plane, okay? But when I was a lot younger, really a lot younger, I went across the border, okay, a couple times. A lot when I was small, really small. So I know that there's rules. There are fucking rules. Back and forth. There's rules to be here. There's rules to travel here. So for them to get away with using any kind of app to get in our airports, for them not to be sweated, like we as citizens get sweated. And we're just going from state to state. So, and that's even to take the bus. I've seen whole buses be pulled over and they take Black American people off the bus just to search them on purpose for no goddamn reason, or won't let them on the bus. And he's talking about Black people in America, okay, from the soil. So I feel like this is really, really fucking beyond ridiculous. I feel like this, so, it's not the first time we've had migrants here, especially in sanctuary cities like ours. I think that this is just something else. This is not only an agenda. This is something else. Like you're just giving them free reign to go in and out throughout the states. You know, a lot of these states don't have fly through all the way flights. You have layovers in other states. You have stops in other states. It's just one place for migrants to get off and pilgrimage to another motherfucking state that they're not necessarily welcome in or fucking need to be in. They're not going home. There's no deportation. I mean, the deportation, they don't go through the United States. They don't go through PIA like that. You know what I mean? When they deport. This is something else. I don't like it. And goddamn right, Americans should be fucking upset. You know how long it takes to get through any airport, especially in Denver? The DIA, the Denver International Airport, is not an easy jaunt. We have one of the biggest fucking airports. It is not an easy accessible fucking thing to fly out of here. There was a lot of security. There's a lot of fucking checking in. There's a lot of standing around.
It was like that before COVID.
Way before COVID, and now that we got a bigger airport, we got a lot of bigger infrastructure, a lot of shit that's happening over there at the airport. Okay, I mean, look how they treat our unhoused people that go to the airport because they can't be downtown. But you're gonna let these immigrants come and flow in and out, but you wouldn't even let the fucking black people that were getting pushed out of downtown because they were cold and hungry and they couldn't be nowhere. So they took the train to the airport where they didn't think anybody was gonna be fussing with them, get pushed out of there. But you're gonna let migrants just do whatever? No, man. Where do they do? No, we don't get to do that in other countries.
No.
We have to abide by the the consulate rules of propaganda, according to our visas or wherever we're going.
Yep.
We'll get imprisoned there. We'll have to go back. One of my family members right now is still in Spain. Right? In Spain. He was in prison in Spain. He's barely gonna be able to come back. Now he won't be able to come back and just come back. He can never come back into the country. But look, it took already like 2.5 years. Yeah, so come on now. This is just bullshit. This is bullshit. And he's black. He's black, okay? Black in Spain. Can you imagine? Hell no, man. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like anything they're doing. And you're gonna see it because we haven't been really shy about it. Especially
we haven't.
It's what's good for the goose, good for the gander, yeah. But they won't let us do half the shit they're letting happen here. They won't. We have an active camping ban. They haven't enforced it with any of the migrants. In fact, you got migrants calling into our city council, begging for work to be allowed to do all this extra shit. And I could pull up a news thing saying where they intentionally came here, got the fucking resources, and called their family, and waited for their family to travel all the way over here, only to be homeless later.
They got a bill of goods. They thought it was greener pastures on the other side, and
they're gonna keep fucking with Texas. When Texas does whatever Texas is gonna do, so
we have to get to that, Twin. Thank you for bringing that up.
Yeah, when Texas gets to doing whatever Texas is gonna do, I'm kind of glad. I hope Texas separates itself. I do. Yeah, I really do. I really wish we could all separate ourselves from certain shit. You know? Go ahead, Jesse.
Last time that happened, we had a civil war.
We're on the verge anyway. Surprised we're not there. We're not doing it now. But this is only a matter of fucking months and weeks. Really, all hell could break loose at any time because this is fucked up. This is fucked up shit. With the presidential election coming up in a few months, it's only going to get worse. It's only going to get worse.
Yeah, so I can understand the outrage because I share the same outrage. Like,
yeah.
Bullshit. Like,
it's just going to make us wait longer. I mean, think about it.
actual citizens. We have to have our ID for everything, just about every and everywhere we go within our own country. But yet these mothers from parts unknown can come over here with no identification, no nothing, and get serviced and housed and employed and you name it.
They get everything we ain't never really got, family. You know, I mean, we might be able to have certain things, you know, like housing, certain housing or whatever. But just think about it. If you was like me and Jesse, who can have housing, but it's just a glorified tent, really, if you think about it, for the conditions we live in, right? So just think about it like this. All that time it took for Jesse to get housed, for Jesse to house me alone, but before he housed himself, well, you know, you housed yourself and me too, right, at the same time. But regardless, how long did it really take? Me, I was already I was already trying to get housing before I was even homeless.
Been on wait lists since like 2012, 2013. Right.
Not to mention, you know, I'm under the adage that I'm black and nothing is easy. That's how I've always felt. They don't give shit to black people. I've always felt like that since I was a small, tiny child. So they don't give shit. In fact, they take shit. So I was under that guideline of I'm black and I don't get, and they ain't never gonna give me nothing. Isn't that what I said, Jesse? When we talked about getting housed, where I said I'm black, they ever gonna give me nothing. Remember?
Yep.
And then look what happened. And even then, they took it right from me, and here and put me over here. And it wasn't even my fault. Like how I left Jesse's building, it was someone else's fault.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I was in a dangerous situation. It should have been giving me safety. Instead, they fucked me, you know, more than what was already happening. But that's neither here nor there. When me and Jesse would talk about getting housed, and he was housing other like 6 other people at the same time, and himself, right? The first thing I said is like, because I'm black, they don't ever give me shit. They tell me no for everything. That's how they do black people in Denver.
Yeah, they were all black. Like we literally made it our mission. That lady that used to be my godmother, we made it our mission to get as many black people housed as we could.
I'm the lightest one out of all the black people that he housed. I'm the only one that's this color, but that's the first thing I said was I'm black and they don't never give me shit. In fact, they tell me no. That's how they do us. Don't let the shade deflect the message.
It's gonna be another 1 or 2 years before I got housed.
Right. Jesse had to go fucking make it really happen because they didn't want to let him in.
Mm-hmm. And then a lot of people didn't even know how the process went on how to get housed. Nope. So we have to educate people on how to do it, and now they're not even allowing that.
And Jesse had to convince me to take the housing because that was they said I was approved, but I didn't believe him. I thought it was a trick. They just tried to arrest me.
Only you're getting housed now. If you're unhoused in Denver, you got to be swept. One of these encampments that's scheduled to be swept, and they're gonna put you at the Best Western or Comfort Inn.
Mm-hmm. That's the only reason Jesse had convinced me. Is I was like, they ain't never gave me nothing, cuz like, you know, because I was on the street, you know, I mean, we know each other, whatever. But I was like, they ain't never give me nothing, cuz they take everything from me. I never got nothing out of this motherfucking state. They denied me for everything. Did you mean it? All right, cuz I trust you. All right, cuz like that, because I have trust issues with the system. Growing up in the system, you know what I mean? So all I've seen is nothing but my brothers and sisters being denied and thrown in jail every chance they get, you know. So I didn't like that. So I was under the thought process, like most black people who are outside or in revolving cycles. Mm-hmm. We ain't gonna get nothing. If it is, they want something from us.
Yeah.
They ain't gonna give it to us. They gonna want something. What they want, whatever they want, it's not the price I'm willing to pay. Right. Because contrary to popular belief, we actually got pride and moral decency. So it don't matter what you say. Sometimes that price is too much for your soul to pay.
Right, and that's why not a lot, but that's why a significant population of our people refuse to come inside, because It comes
Because
with
we think there's something wrong. Yeah, we think there's something wrong with us. You want something from us. That tokenizing, you people don't understand. What people don't really get is that real black people got pride, and we know when we're being tokenized, we know when we're being used, we know when we're being mistreated, and we know what is. And so when we see ahead and say like, you want something from us. And nobody's gonna accept like me. Remember I said it like this, you gonna pay me for you using me, for you capitalizing on my pain, my shame, my problems. That's how the fucking white people been capitalizing on black people's death, pain, shame. You never capitalize on our fucking health, on our well-being, on our excellence. You capitalize on our fucking pain. There's funding for black shame and black pain and black death. There's money in it for them. That's why they do it. That's why they always do it. And I'm like, I know what these motherfucking poster child. Fuck you, pay me.
right.
Fuck you, pay me. Simple as that. And you're not gonna do that because I, like most black people,
Have pride.
and we've lived through a lot of fucking atrocity.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of it has happened on their watch. And they give you that pat on the shoulder. It's gonna be all right, baby, type shit. It ain't all right no more. It ain't all right.
Service providers, they don't provide no damn service to us.
No. Matter of fact, I gotta do something right now. I gotta look for.
We gotta become our own service providers.
I gotta help my own kid right now.
Our nonprofit is Positive Action Commitment for Social Change. So yeah, we're gonna definitely get that on the ground and rolling this year, and house as many of our people as we possibly can.
Yep. And take care of our people's mental health, because that's one thing. Like right now, like my child is in tears somewhere in her house, right? But she's not. She was taken, so she like them, you know what I mean? But my kid, mental health ain't right because of them, right? Them meaning them white folk, right? So I gotta reach out and actually do some deep diving, because we have to look at me and Jesse. It's so hard for me and Jesse to find adequate black mental health care.
Yep.
To deal with simple fucking issues, not as a couple, but simple issues we face on a day-to-day basis.
Mm-hmm.
Just for
they'll
being
tell you they can't relate. They don't understand what you're going through. And the ones that are woke, quote unquote woke, they'll say, well, I understand, like my psychologist told me, but there's really nothing I can do about it. So I'm just gonna give you some medication to try to make you feel better while you're dealing with all this. But they can't relate. This is why we need our own psychologists. And shout out to the black psychologists that are doing a damn good job in our community for our people.
Indigent people.
But we need them to, be able to service those that don't have the money to pay for those sessions all the time and don't have the insurance to cover that cost.
Yeah, because we don't think there's anything wrong with you going out and getting your money, especially for your craft. We don't think there's nothing wrong with that, man. Go get your money. Go get your motherfucking money. But when you're talking about people like us who need help for whatever reasons, right? I deal with a lot of colorism issues sometimes, right? Sometimes that shit just get to a motherfucker, and a lot of just a couple of different little things, but sometimes that's the heaviest, right? They want you to see
off of trauma, like serious trauma. Like I don't understand how traumatic it is when you're actually out there in the elements, actually out there in the streets with the street people. How your life is definitely in jeopardy, and you are are liable to lose it at the hands of the police, hands of one of these shop storekeepers or business owners, or you're able to lose it at the hands of somebody that looks just like you.
Yep. And you know, also like you gotta factor in not only that, but not all of us like me. I'm gonna give you a prime example. Me, I have to explain how I was raised. You know, certain things of some tradition because I grew up in a extremely volatile household. Corporal punishment, not a regular whooping, but corporal punishment type of household. So up until I went into the system, and then it's a perpetual cycle of abuse, right? So I got to deal with that before I can do. Sometimes I got to deal with that, and no one can deal with that because we come in a time and age where they stopped spanking people and started trying to talk to people, right? And like most people, I stuffed my shit down, like for example, how black men do. We stuff and stuff and stuff and stuff until you can't stuff no more, right? Our men are stuffed to the brim, man.
Yep.
Stuffed to the brim. You can't talk to
Don't have no outlet.
No outlet.
Is
got you, Shabaka. I got him.
Close person to you.
We're the meanest to the motherfuckers. Hold on, Shabaka. We're the meanest to the ones closest to us. And we need to deal
with evening to you, Shabaka.
Yeah, grand evening to you. Sorry I'm late. I was on a conversation, speaking with my family about some family issues. Okay, now let me see if I got a headset that'll work right here.
Oh, you sound real good. Whatever you're doing right now is great.
Yeah, you sound great. Hold on, let me get my sentence. Let me finish my sentence. The thing is that with being black in America right now, currently in this day and age, we need not unless it's at a height where everybody's on drugs and everybody needs help. Everybody need to have somebody they can have an outlet. They need mental health care. They don't have to do it, psychological, psychotherapy, whatever. But you need an outlet, especially as a man, especially as a black man in America. For real, it's real shit. Because y'all are more pent up. We're pent up and angry, but you're more pent up and angry, and you're just at the brim. You don't know how you stifle it down and maintain calm, but it has got to come to a point where it's gonna explode out, and it does happen, and you lashed out just like I lashed out for like the last couple weeks, right? But it comes to a point where it's because we have no outlet. That's what they're there for. That's what they constantly preach to us. They're supposed to take care of our mental health. But when it comes to this shit, it comes to being pro-black. It comes to being black first. It comes to your mindset of being militant. You're not going to sit down and take it no more. All this shit that we talk about, they don't want to hear it. It's too heavy for them, and they fight us against it, and they ain't fixing it. They think that if they give us medicine, all these pills are supposed to help, and these pills make us like cloudy and foggy, and you can't think right. It just so that they don't have to.
Right. Well, you see, there's big money in pharmaceuticals, Lady Chaz, and what it is that these pharmaceuticals are not exactly right. They fuck up our minds, they fuck up our bodies. You see what I mean? Hey, Twin Pyramid, see you right there. Greetings to you this evening, brother.
Back in the early mid 2000s, but yeah, it's definitely a war on us on all levels, and they don't want us to.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. You see?
They don't want us to acknowledge that.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Let alone act on it.
Yeah, exactly. And then also too, so we got to recycle the black dollars, each one teach one. And then on top of it too, and then crumb bomb on that raggedy ass institution called Hollywood. You see what I'm saying? And then of course, as I stated, is that the dump inhuman shit. And I want to make this perfectly clear. Okay, this bastard, he's going to get reselected, I hate to say. You see what I'm saying? But Biden, he's got a hidden agenda. I saw Kamala Harris on Cartoon News Nazi Network this evening. She's a damn joke. And what it is, black family, it's up to us to take care of us. And in this day and age, with this technology of what the fuck we need to control, of the resources on the continent of Africa, what we need to control is get rid of these goddamn neo-colonialists and get rid of these coon-ass times. And there's a new movie called Coon starring the majority of these niggas.
Yep. Facts, Shabaka. Shabaka
It's sickening. It's sickening.
Entrance. Welcome, Shabaka. So we were just finishing up with the outrage among the U.S. travelers over airport signs suggesting the migrants can fly without ID.
Okay, now you see once again, okay, more fuckery right there. Now you remember after 911 went down, okay, and they wanted everybody to have these federal ID cards. Then they wanted everybody to do this, do that, these strip searches and shit like that. Last time I flew on a fucking plane, oh well, man, we got to check everything. We taking your damn shampoo, we taking your damn soap. You ain't got no razors in here and all this old type of shit, man. I felt like I was being booked into the goddamn county jail.
Exactly what it felt like.
Shit.
I mean, I have to get butt ass naked to get through the damn security, but especially when 9/11, after 9/11, oh yeah, definitely.
Oh yeah, man, it was horrible.
After 9/11, it was not like this, black family, at all. Well, it was like
exactly. You bought your fucking ticket, man, and you went and got on the goddamn plane, and they search your bags. You know what I'm saying? You know, for your carry-ons, they'll just have you open it up, look at it, and then zip the motherfucker back up and get on there. But now they want you to go through all this damn security shit. Ain't no telling what the fuck they hitting you with that bullshit.
Scanner. You got to go through a whole body scanner that scans your whole body.
Yeah, right now. Who knows what that shit is doing to your body? How the fuck you know that bullshit ain't programmed through artificial intelligence to fuck up black people? Yeah, see, but then you got these goddamn Tim Scotts, Uncle Tom Coons and shit. Oh, mama, America ain't a racist country. You the bow. You sure is been good to me, Master. You stupid motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? And we got to let it be known, man, that these ignorant bastards don't represent us. And it breaks my heart to have to say that, but I'll be goddamned if I'm going to sit up here and look at some bootlick like Tim Scott just because you want to go suck the white man's dick and get fucked in his ass. You see what I'm saying? That he's going to do this here at the expense of my well-being and of my family? Fuck him.
Gage, you see that? He got engaged to the Becky.
That's no surprise. I mean, what's to be expected?
And that picture they had, that old girl, he looked gay as fuck. Why don't he just say it? It's okay. It's 2024, bro. We knew you.
Okay, now. Okay, now hold on. Yeah, now speaking of gay, not getting off topic here, Lady Chase.
We got a whole shout out to Black Light Revelations, Brother Rob. We got a whole undocumented series going on right now.
Okay, now get this here. You remember that video I told you about, man, where they made that skit where this dude is up here talking about taking this gay survey and all this old type of shit? Okay, I sent it to you, Lady Che, and I sent it there to you. I shared it on both your walls if you saw it. It's disgusting. It's sickening. You know what I'm saying? A man's manhood is something not to be played with. Period.
But they have allowed it to be displayed on platforms such as these.
Yeah, exactly. You see what I'm saying? And that's what's
problems with it. But if you actually tell them,
and that's what's
and giving people the actual information they should be getting to get themselves out of it.
No. Shit, no, man. And then, but here's one thing we do know, Brother Paris, and I think we showed the video on one of our previous episodes where the brother said if you take 100 of these fucked up alphabetized agenda motherfuckers, right? How many people will you have right there, say, in 10 years? With them, it's going to be 100. But if you take men and women on there the same amount at 100, how many more you going to have in 10 years? Let's say roughly about 3,000. And, you know, these are just baseball figures. So what it is, black family.
They don't want that, especially for us. They don't want that. Because every time they allowed that, during segregation they allowed that.
Yeah, exactly.
Bad.
You see,
A lot of
and
shit.
then exactly. Now get a load of this here just to show you how this artificial intelligence ain't shit, right? Is that something just popped up on my laptop right now, man, talking about do you want artificial intelligence to make some updates to your computer? So I clicked it off. No, you know what I mean? It's a, and why is it every time that we come up here on Frontline Black News, man, with this here, man, we're getting all this crap coming into our cell phones and on our laptops, and it don't be nothing but bullshit. You see what I mean?
They're
You
trying
know?
to get a in the game as always.
Yeah, exactly.
They're
And
the
then
enemy.
also,
They're the enemy for a reason. 'Cause you see
yes, sir.
what they do.
And then also, too, Brother Jay, I'm going to send you a link. You know, other than that Cash App, which Shabaka is, because that there is discontinued, is because Cash App is a scam, and I blocked the Cash App. Okay, so I'll tell you about how we'll do that off the air. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And then also,
I hit you about the damn Cash App. Ignore it, delete, block, delete.
yeah. Fuck Cash App. It's a scam, people. Fuck Cash App. And the motherfucker, you know, who started that bullshit, I think he was loaded over in San Francisco getting high off some dope and got killed, if I'm not mistaken. So what is that?
Right on Market Street.
Yeah, exactly. Right there on Market Street. You see what I mean? And Market Street, as you know, ladies and gentlemen, will take you right there to the port of San Francisco. And you see some of the most wealthiest buildings there. Look at that Salesforce Tower. You know what I'm saying? And then California's up here talking about that these goddamn homeless people don't want to work. Nothing against the homeless, but I'm talking about these assholes
Shabaka,
who
because we're also talking about the Unhoused tonight as well. We figured out where they put them during that.
Okay. Yeah, because I saw that raggedy ass Mayor Johnston on Cartoon Nazi Network tonight.
Hold on, Shabaka.
We need federal funding.
Energy, but we gotta move it along because me and Jesse have a goal tonight, so we try to hurry up and get this through.
Oh, okay, all right, sure, okay, moving right along.
Energy right here, getting all hyped up, and we're gonna give Twin. I decided, and Jesse co-signed it. We're gonna give Twin a wrench, so because he's the hype man for the beginning of the show. He just told me, he was like,
Gonna give who what now?
A wrench.
Give him a wrench.
A moderator's wrench.
Moderator wrench, yeah.
Oh, okay, all right. So, okay. So you're gonna be the moderator.
Trolls in the chat.
Yeah. Really, people got the moderator wrench.
Be removed.
Yeah,
oh, okay. So they could put all the hate mail over there in the chat room, and then also too, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, we are doing Shabaka's Black Experience Enhanced tomorrow night on Tuesday. Okay, is because I did call up another platform, right? And I was up here trying to have a reasonable conversation with this individual. Of course, we got on the reparations, and this dude here was an ultra conservative or what have you. He kept cutting me the fuck off, and I says, "Look, man, tell you what. Suppose if I just tell you fuck you, how about that?" And hung up on that trick. Yeah. So So then,
after we get through, let's get through this shit real fast. Then we can talk about it after that because we gotta hear about this.
Okay.
We definitely gotta hear about it.
Yeah. And that bastard can call in tomorrow night. Sick Jesse on.
We go, fuck yeah.
Okay, hold on. Let me go get my cigar and ashtray. Let me go get my cigar and ashtray so I could be dug in here. Hold on.
Okay. All right, so we're gonna just go ahead and open us up for
I'm gonna need you to address the situation on the offline because this broad is majorly trolling me right now. But getting back to the show, we got
where are they trolling at, guys?
One of my Facebook friends' pages.
Oh, we got a troll. What's he talking about?
Trolling you or trolling the page?
Trolling me.
Okay, yeah. What's he talking about?
Yeah, put it in the private chat and let's get to it, man.
No.
And we are sharing this stream, and we are sharing this stream on the like page of Shabaka's Black Experience Enhanced.
Yeah, I seen you did that, Shabaka. Thank you.
All right, cool. Yeah, we are. Yeah. What's our next topic, Jesse? Real quick.
We're still on the migrant. We moving on to Texas briefly.
All right.
Down in the great state of Texas. Okay, well, like Ted Cruz said, and I'm telling Ted Cruz, Bud Abbott, the city of Houston, the whole goddamn state of Texas, to quote Ted Cruz, y'all can kiss my ass.
Send me a link to it, Genji, so I can see what you're talking about. But I'm ready. We're ready. They're not sharing yet.
I know. Thank y'all for staying with us.
Let me make sure this computer ain't getting ready to go dead.
Oh, shit.
Just when he finally got up in here, man.
Again, shout out to Alicia Cabrera. Let's say I'd like to subscribe to Frontline Black News as well.
Okay, I got this computer up here with shoestrings and bubble gum.
Many of you might remember Greg Abbott signed into law that if these migrants step foot in Texas, they can be arrested. Well, the arrests have begun, and they have so far arrested thousands of migrants that have entered into Texas. So let's get into the story. You know, remember, Joe Biden don't want them arrested, but Greg Abbott, he's arresting them. Texas authorities have begun arresting migrants at the public park near the U.S.-Mexico border. This is according to officials. So Texas authorities arrested migrants at Shelby Park in Eagle Pass, Texas, late Wednesday evening and charging them with criminal trespassing.
Is that your phone ringing?
Marking the first arrest of migrants since the state took control of the area at the U.S.-Mexico border last week. The arrests were announced by
what about now?
Chris Alvarez, and he is the Texas Department of Public Safety. And he posted this on social media on X, showing migrants being handcuffed and taken away by authorities.
Good.
Migrant men and women were taken into custody, while migrant families and children were transferred to the U.S. Border Patrol. The state of Texas will maintain a proactive posture in curbing illegal border crossings between the ports of entry. Migrants arrested for criminal trespassing first must face state charges before they are transferred to the U.S. Border Patrol. The arrest at Shelby Park and private lands, where landowner grants and state authority to make arrests. The arrest comes as tensions flare up between Texas and federal officials over the ongoing migrant surge at the U.S.-Mexico border. The Biden administration informed the state officials that they had until the end of Wednesday to stop blocking the U.S. Border Patrol access to 2.5 mile. So this is a stretch along the U.S.-Mexico border that they are blocking. So Biden is telling them not to block this area, so he wants them to freely come in here, according to a letter from the Department of Homeland Security obtained exclusively from CNN. The blocked off area includes a location where a woman and 2 children drowned in the Grand Rio near Shelby Park last week. The deaths were argued the rift between Texas and federal officials over whose jurisdiction in that portion of the Grand Rio area and how to tackle the migrant crisis. In the letter to Texas, Republican Attorney General Ken Paxton, EHS, said the state's actions have impeded operations and are unconstitutional. The letter also cited the deaths among the latest in the ongoing migrant crisis near the park, where state authorities have erected fencing and attempts to keep out federal agents. By the end of Wednesday, DHS warned it would refer the matter to the Department of Justice for appropriate action and considered all other options available to restore Border Patrol access to the border. If Texas doesn't confirm, it will cease and desist its effort to block the Border Patrol's access in and around the Shelby Park area and remove all barriers to access the U.S.-Mexico border. This is the letter from the White House. Wow. The Texas failure to provide access to the border persists, even in instances of imminent danger to life and safety. The letter from the Department of Homeland Security General Counsel, Jonathan Meyer. So Texas has demonstrated that even in the most difficult circumstances, it will not allow Border Patrol access to the border to conduct law enforcement and emergency response activities. Border Patrol authorities have apprehended 4,000 migrants per day this week alone. Wow, 4,000 per day, 4,000. This is according to law enforcement source familiar with the operation. Now, remember, there's other points of entry. It's not just this Shelby Park area. And they said 4. So they're not all going to come to the same point of entry. So anyway, this marks an increase in the estimated 3,000 migrant encounters per day earlier this month, but it's still significantly lower than more than 10,000 daily in the month of December. So in the Rio Grande, which includes Eagle Pass, about 750 migrants are apprehended a day compared to 2,400 a day in December, according to another law enforcement source. So Texas said they're going to double down. You know, apparently they don't care what the White House is saying. They are apprehending these people and totally disregarding the White House. And I don't blame them. They're the ones that have got to deal with them. The White House, they're not dealing with anything. So y'all, you're going to have to tell me what you think about this video. Boy, the infighting is going to get deep on this when it comes down to the migrants. You can best believe it is. And it looked like Greg Abbott is not the kind of governor that easily backs down. And Biden definitely got a fight on his hand. So, you know, out of all of the governors, he seems to be putting up the most resistance. I don't see that from the rest of these governors around the country. It's just primarily Greg Abbott. So y'all, please tell me what you think about this video. Please leave your comment and subscribe.
Yeah, to Frontline Black News. Subscribe to Frontline Black News.
That's right, Sebastian.
Subscribe to Frontline Black News.
So yeah, now they're starting to arrest these mugs, but you already
motherfuckers, man. I really don't give a good goddamn. The only thing I'm worried about, sir, is our people. Period.
Right.
Like Ted Cruz said, they can kiss my ass.
Right.
And I quit drinking, otherwise I'll pop me a damn beer. A Corona at that. You know? Shit. See, Black family, what it is it don't nobody give a fuck about us. It's up to us to take care of us. You see what I'm saying? And I don't give a fuck about these goddamn brain dead ass, no good politicians. Kamala Harris, I saw your ass on Central Nazis Network. Lady, go back to flat backing. You know what I'm saying? Go back to flat backing. You know? See, it's because everybody's worried about if Biden kicks the bucket and all that old shit. Kamala is gonna, you know, be the president. You can't have her. And keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, Out of all fairness to Kamala, she is a doctor of jurisprudence in law. You see what I'm saying? Barack Obama was a doctor of jurisprudence in law. Michelle Obama was a doctor of jurisprudence in law, and I believe they call that there the JD degree. But Kamala, your track record, man, it's got a lot of stains on it, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And then Ron DeSantis, as you know, the panties, he dropped out of the race. Okay, good riddance. Also, too, as you do know, is that we had mentioned that they found massive graves in Florida on a Air Force base. A lot of our people, you know, who were buried there, probably murdered. You know what I'm saying? You know, that's because it's like black families. They would want our people to still be their niggas. Now, and I'm not nobody's nigga. Now, there was a scholar.
Well, said nigga is actually not as bad as it make it seem. Says
Yeah, exactly.
Naturally good to go African.
Okay, go to where now?
Nigga.
Go to where in Africa now?
The acronym for nigga.
Sagging?
No, that's the one that you're bringing up, but I'm bringing up another one, which is naturally good to go African.
Okay, enlighten me.
That's what the youngsters that's what they're calling it. Naturally good to go African.
Okay, naturally we should go to Africa is what you're saying.
Naturally good to go African.
Oh, okay. Okay. And then also too, I want to give a shout out there to Sheik Akbar and Black Lightning and Dr. Critical Truth Bay, you know, about them trying to set up the new African Republic down there in the southern states. You see what
Shabaka, I don't want to put too much on the airways, but we're clicked in with all of that. So we're aware of all that. What are your thoughts on the fact that now the Supreme Court is allowing them to remove the razor wire, or now you want to install the razor wire?
Yeah, they ordered him to. I think this they had said is that they got to take it before the full Supreme Court on deciding of the razor wire. But me personally, like I said, is that I don't give a fuck about the migrants. It's because based on what you was telling me, Brother Che, that they knocking on people's door panhandling. And when one of them motherfuckers come knock on my goddamn door panhandling, I'm going to treat it as an attempted home invasion.
Yeah.
Motherfucker, I don't know you shit. You know, I need some goddamn money too. You know, I don't know you. Yeah. And then this all inclusion illusion. Yeah, we need a crumb bum on that real heavy, particularly with the election year, is because as the brother had stated on Black Alpha Network that you showed us clip, Brother Chad, we need to reach out to that brother. You know, I'm just saying, I'm just putting it out there. You know, we probably, you know, need to collaborate with him a little bit because I did appreciate the fact that he showed them brain dead, ass scratching house niggas talking about no to reparations, but go to support Hyde and Biden. You motherfuckers are senile. Straight out. You motherfuckers are senile. And then that bastard had audacity to say that in that same church where Dylan Roof went and killed 10 of our people. That's the part that pissed me off. And then they're going to tell, you know, the people on the outside, no, don't mention reparations, don't mention reparations, don't mention reparations.
Oh my God, whatever you did, Sabak, you sound so much clearer now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I put this microphone up to my mouth because I'm not using a Bluetooth, I'm using a plug-in microphone. Then, and I don't know how much data that I got left off in this phone that I'm using as a hotspot. So tomorrow, I'm trying to go over here to Consumer Cellular, which is clear on the other side of town, and I'm getting ready to say fuck T-Mobile because they full of shit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Lady Che, what are your thoughts on this migrant situation off the border with the fence?
I think they should leave the wire alone. Personally, I think they should leave the motherfucking wire alone. Let it do what it do.
Yeah,
Uh,
you know,
how to break in the country.
yeah. Well,
What's
they need
happening?
to put that goddamn wire up there, and they need to put 100,000 volts going through that motherfucking Friday asses. I bet you that'd deter the motherfuckers.
If you was supposed to if you I mean, the motherfuckers that aren't obeying no kind of rules. So you shouldn't be allowed to break in anybody's motherfucking country. So that's just the way it is. And let alone bomb rush it and act like you have the right to fucking be there, and you're not supposed to have anything else done. No, I'm sorry. That's not gonna happen.
Yeah. And then also too, Lady Che, to emphasize more so on why I'm having attitude that I'm having is because look at all the black soldiers that died in all of America's wars, from the Revolutionary War to the last one. You know what I'm saying? And particularly with the Vietnam conflict. And then I had a lot of hate mail coming to my inbox, talking about that Muhammad Ali was a coward because he didn't go to the war. The only thing what I could say about that is getting a ring in with the motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? And if he beats the living dog shit out of you, I bet you he'll make a coward out of you. Ali was bad.
The greatest.
Yes, sir, of all times. And also, too, Brother Che, I don't know if you noted or not, we are definitely sending our regards to Dr. King's family, because Dr. King's son, Dexter, had died at the age of 62 from cancer. I think it was pancreatic cancer. So, of course, our hearts go out there to Dr. King. And like I said, and the reason why I respect Dr. King is because he, shortly before his death, he realized his mistake is that he led our people into a burning house of integration. And it sure enough fuck is. You see what I'm saying? And then for all you dump supporters, all you Biden supporters, well, we all the same. And like I said, to shatter that bullshit, out of the water in 6 months. Let me see, this is January. No, in 5 months, almost to the day, come to Las Vegas on the first day of summer, and I'll show you how we ain't the same. But you got to leave your sunscreen at home. Now, we will need first aid advice for you, because when your reptilian ass skin starts peeling and all that old type of shit, we'll call the paramedics for you. You know what I'm saying? We ain't going to do to you what you would do to us. Just like what they did down there in Florida, killing all our people and putting them down there in unmarked graves, for a period of 60 years. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with the Devil's Punch Bowl. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, you see? And then the Union Army, they're going to say, well, since we emancipated you niggas, come join the military to go against indigenous people. Is because I had a long debate, as I stated before, with a native woman in Montana. And she said, why in God's name did your people help the white man against my people? And I told her it's because the slave only knew what the master taught him. See, the slave was stripped of his birthright. He was stripped of his heritage, his culture, his language. The woman was violated and what have you. You see what I mean? And that's why, you see. And one thing about the white man, he would always, use his divide and conquer technique. You see what I'm saying? Just like with the chief of the Arapaho, when Sitting Bull and Crazy Horse went to him and said, hey, man, well, and I did a video from the Little Bighorn, Brother Che. I did share it with you about a couple of years ago. And they had a statue to old Sitting Bull, but his name was Tatanka. So I referred to him as Tatanka. And what Sitting Bull did is that he defended his land, his people, against invaders. First form of biological warfare, ladies and gentlemen, was the smallpox that they gave to the indigenous peoples here in the Americas, you see. But does white America want to take responsibility for that? Oh no. See, one thing about white America and its ethos, and as we all know what the ethos is the group psychology.
Nope, it's not letting me. Jesse, real quick. I'm sorry, Shabaka. Let's get to the Denver stuff.
Oh yeah, because that punk ass mayor was on
He's on
Cartoon Nazi
CNN. He's
Network
been on there
tonight.
for like 3 weeks in a row.
Yeah, fuck Mike
That
Johnston.
way we can get it going. Jesse, we'll figure it out later. You can show me later. Because it's not coming through it. That link didn't work. Let's get to our shit though. Jesse,
I'm here, Lady Che.
well, you gotta move the computer. Go to screen, cuz. Like, so we can get to our shit. We're trying to get to Denver. Probably get this Denver Unhoused shit done real quick.
We had a whole nother topic before that.
What was it?
The Charlamagne shit.
Oh, well, let's get to that.
No, Charlamagne the God.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's he talking about?
He just talking plays as usual for the Democrats. He's surprised about the outrage behind the migrants.
He is surprised about the outrage of the migrants.
Behind that.
He is
Okay.
dumb motherfucker. Like, that is the stupidest shit ever. I'm not going anywhere, but I'll be right back. I'm right here, but I'll be right back. Yeah. Jesus, Jesse. Look at all the windows just out there.
Oh, that's minor.
Yeah, like what is it? What was it one time? Jesse was like that. Like how long? It was 1,000.
Yeah, it's not that many, but it's a lot.
One time it was up to 1,000 windows. Now when we're at the Blacc house, I'd be like, oh my God. I forget where I parked my YouTube video.
I think it switched up on me. Oh, here it is.
Now he just knows. I'm like, how the fuck do you see that? We're looking at the same shit.
I remember when I opened the damn windows up. So I'm like, okay, I gotta go back and listen to this, and it never happens, Black family. It never happens.
I got set up to take
more and more tabs.
Black Elite, Boule, all that sort.
I be setting it up too. I got them in queue so I can take notes and never get.
You don't have laws, rules, etc. Then you don't have a nation.
Well, this is the only one I didn't have in queue. Everything else is in queue.
I'll be watching.
And that is destabilizing the nation.
We be watching.
You're a bunch of men, and I'm gonna keep on focusing on the men aspect.
Like 3-4
You're
times.
a bunch of military-age men coming to this country, not a bunch of women and children, a bunch of military-age men who they don't know who they are. They're dumping their IDs, so you don't know who they are. So because some of them could be, God knows who, could have been let out the,
asylum,
mental health facilities. It could be having their jails empty. That's not the first time that's happened.
That's what Castro did.
Jails, them all in Florida. So that's not the first time that would be done.
Murderers.
I want you to hear with Charlamagne, because Charlamagne is quite shocked that a lot of people are really affected and talking about this migrant crisis and really upset about it. Let's go ahead and roll with what Charlamagne gonna say.
You talking about looking at Charlamagne? He a talent.
On radio and speaking to working class people every single day. I have the privilege of being involved in my community from New York to New Jersey to South Carolina, where I get to look people in the eyes and have real conversations with them, and people are really concerned about this issue. Like I honestly have never spoken to as many people who are concerned about the migrant issue as I have over the past year. And I mean, I've heard everything from you know, the gang MS-13, you know, overrunning neighborhoods. I've heard, you know, what we saw just happened in New York City, where the migrants, they took 2,000 migrants and put them in the school and made the school stay home, made the students stay home and you know, do school via Zoom, and that was a big issue. Like, I mean, people were calling that was just this week, you know, really complaining about that. So I've never seen, you know, working class people who I interact with every day until this past year really express their frustration for the migrants. And it's not even just the people. Like, you see politicians who once, you know, championed having the migrants in the city, like the mayor Eric Adams of New York. Now they're like, yo, hold up, this is too much. You know, we've heard Vice President Kamala Harris say, hey, don't come. Like, we've seen that. So yeah, I think it's going to be a real
panties,
you know,
dropping them off at
real
Marcus Vineyard.
Voted on sound bites, and they're going to go to those sound bites. They saw, you know,
he was winning with that at that moment.
Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris and Mayor Eric Adams and all of these other
laughed like a motherfucker when he did that.
Yeah, that's back when Eric Adams was like, yeah, we take them
welcoming.
They dropped him off and she wasn't even there.
You know, when Ron DeSantis and Greg Abbott pulled that stunt where they were, you know, shipping migrants to these sanctuary cities, you know, dropping them off, you know, right in front of, you know, the vice president's house. You know, as cruel as that was, as inhumane as that was.
Oh, was it?
It was effective. Clearly, it was effective.
This is the policies you're allowing. So there you go.
You know, the voters see that. So what does that?
How that fool's vaccination from Martha's Vineyard?
On the surface, it looks like
never been to no damn Martha's Vineyard.
Democrats got it wrong, and now a lot of Democrats are starting to sound like
they were over there with blankets and help. And whatever they got to do to get her off the presidential area.
On the surface, just playing on the surface. That's how
it is us not getting to go to Martha's Vineyard.
Charlamagne. Why are you so surprised?
Right.
How people are feeling? Why are you so shocked? How many, if you say working class people, are calling the show and going off about the migrants? The reason why you're shocked by this is because what y'all have to understand.
The sweater, man.
The black elites, Boulay, all that sort of people, the gatekeepers that Cat Williams was talking about, right? Which is always the black elite.
20 degrees in Houston is cold.
They are so far removed from the problems that what we deal with as black people in the community or the rest of the country. Charlamagne, the reason why he don't understand it is because the migrants not going to his neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
They won't let them in the neighborhood. His kids not being affected. His kids was not removed out of a school, so migrants could be in there, right? So that's why he don't relate to that. That's why he's so shocked.
Yeah.
But Charlamagne, either you're really not in the streets like you talking about. You say you talk to people or whatever, but if you talk to people, then why don't you in New York?
Right.
Why don't you go where the migrants are at?
Exactly.
Take some cameras with you and go out there. You got a machine behind you, right? But you know good and well you can't do that because that machine that you work for is all in with the Democrat Party. We know that. Now, Charlamagne, let's talk about something. Maybe we can do a little, education of something going on in the city, and maybe you can go down there and find out what's going on. Let's put this new headline that just came up on the screen. NYC neighborhood turned into giant toilets as migrants litter park with poop. Leave cups of urine on doorsteps. Charlamagne, that comes from the New York Post. Sir, you in New York City doing a show. And you mean to tell me you didn't know about this happening in New York?
Right.
It's really going to make me wonder.
Working class people.
Some fucking homeless just been in New York forever.
We're going to go through this. But that in itself is a health crisis. Right. You have to understand, there are places, and y'all know what I'm talking about, throughout the world where they don't mind defecating in the street.
Mm-hmm.
They don't mind taking peeing all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
In this society, we don't do that.
Right.
And if you get caught, you go to jail.
Mm-hmm.
Because you got to have a civilized nation.
Right.
But when you sit up here and you just import.
Uncle Phil, America is not a civilized nation.
Who their own countries don't want. You understand? All those countries those people coming from,
to those countries,
there's a lot of people that's living there every day. You have the people who work hard every day and try to make their country great. You got the elite in their countries.
At least don't want nobody to see.
So you better believe this isn't the elite or the working class people who got some pride within their nation, who's trying to make their nation a better place, who's trying to build a legacy for their people and their families. I respect those people. All the people that's still in Guatemala, all the people in Venezuela, all the people that's in Colombia, Mexico. They're saying people coming from West Africa, whether they Nigerian or they Ghanaian or wherever they coming from. There are plenty of people in that country every day that's fighting the good fight and trying to do what's right for their people. I respect all those nations of people. But what I don't respect is people gaming the system here. And it's not, once again, this isn't doctors coming across, this isn't scientists, this isn't engineers, it isn't, people who are architects or plumbers or no. These are people that's coming in. A lot of times we don't know what they got going on, but for sure their homeland say, yeah, you go ahead and go. We don't need you here. Now let's get into this. So Charlamagne can maybe go find out about this. So they say migrants outside of an East Village intake center have been crappy neighbors. that's like a literally play on words. As they since November, thousands of adult migrants have waited outside the former St. Bridges School on East 7th Street and an overflow into Tompkins Square Park to score a bed in the city shelter system after their 30-day and 60-day stay limits expired. But poop hit the fan in the sidewalks and the streets. Last week when City Parks Department yanked a trio of porta potties from the park, they say the loos had become so filthy that workers gave up on maintaining them, according to locals. They said, and they quote, there was a cup of what I thought was somebody's discarded hot chocolate that turned out to not be hot chocolate, said a street cleaner, John Cashman. Y'all.
Well, shit stinks.
That is the
was really sick, huh?
I ever heard. Once again, that is going to create a health care crisis in New
You
York
imagine how sick
City.
that person is for it to be like that?
Is a problem waiting to happen.
Yeah.
That kind of environment, doing things like that. But this is y'all you vote for that Biden administration? I'll get to that. Let me go through this.
Yeah.
They say, quote, on warmer days, it can smell like a toilet over here and not a well-kept toilet. They say in the past week, locals and volunteers said they're spotted.
Oh, I see you ain't never been to San Francisco there, Dr. Phil.
School, along with human-sized poop in tree beds in between parked cars. Charlamagne, do you understand, brother, why people calling you upset? You understand now? Who wants to go walk to their car and see something like that?
Yes.
Who? This is supposed to be human beings, not dogs, not other animals, human beings. And look what they're doing. But Americans shouldn't be complaining about all this, right?
To go run that errand right there.
Continue. Say, quote, most of them want to pee in plastic cups rather than the ground, and they leave them on people's doorsteps. Said a longtime resident, Gary Rosso, 64 years old, who said he spotted a dozen cups filled with urine.
I thought
so on top of they doing this, they're literally
I was gonna set up behind
harassing and terrorizing people with
and then we changed that. He decided to stay in the
But Charlamagne, you didn't know any of this was going on? You so shocked and surprised? And Eric Adams, let's talk about you for a minute, Eric Adams. Man, you are one sorry mayor.
But you know,
ain't no way I could be a mayor of a city like New York and not deal with that issue. Listen, you already had a rat infestation. That's the nastiest thing ever. Then on top of the rats, now you got this.
You gotta act like we ain't so big.
This is horrible.
They just say
New
that.
York City is literally turning into the garbage dumpster. Literally. All because these Democrat mayors won't stand up and say, hey, look, okay, enough's enough. This city is not a sanctuary city no more. If you come here, I'm going to send you right over there to with the governor. If she want to say sanctuary, she can. But you're not coming to the NYC no more. Oh, no. Matter of fact, I'm calling Greg Abbott today.
I'm going to do that right now, Jesse.
We have put a proclamation. We're no longer a sanctuary city. Don't send them here. I'm going to do that right now. So I'm shipping them away from here as we speak. I'm putting them on buses and sending them over there with the governor. And she can deal with them. But they ain't going to be here no more. And trust me, if Eric Adams did something like that, he would win a re-election so quick because he would be happy with him.
Man, fuck Eric Adams.
But y'all so committed to this Democrat agenda that's harming America. I said America. It's harming everybody. It's harming Democrats. It's harming Republicans. And remember, Charlamagne, he was admitting that Democrats now are saying, all right, man, yeah, I was all for welcoming people and all that, but come on, man, this is a little too much. And the fact that Charlamagne has said that, well, what DeSantis and what Governor Abbott has been doing, it's basically been genius. No, this is the issue. Forever, Texas, especially Texas, have been dealing with this migrant issue for decades. Governor Abbott is the only one to say, hey, okay, you sanctuary cities, you want to welcome them? I got some migrants for you. And you can go on and they can go to your city. Because why is it that Texas taxpayers has to brunt all our tax dollars and resources going to people that just coming over here when you have a president in office that believe in an open border policy? Once again, when he made threats at Texas about opening that border back up so they could come across here, he exposed his hand at that point. Now, let's continue. And say one migrant, had no problem taking, a whiz on a tree Wednesday afternoon as the Post, surveyed the stomach-churning scene. They say the southeastern part of the park was also littered with spilled food and plastic containers. They say, quote, I've cut this part of the park out of my daily walk because of the filth, said a neighbor, Michael Barley, 73 years old. He said there's several thousand people coming to this end of the park with no place to use the bathroom. Susan Stetzer, district manager of the Community Board 3, said park workers, removed the Tompkins porta potties last week because they were being trashed to the point they could not be maintained. The portable bathrooms were installed in Tompkins last year to provide relief while the park's field house is undergoing an 18-month renovation. They say the migrants, mostly from West Africa and South America, and who are among the more than 100,000 who've been in the city's care since spring 2022, said they've been blocked by intake center staff from using the building's restrooms. They said when we want to go to the toilet, they said the retake center, sometimes people tell you no, said one man who gave his name as Abu Salim. He said, you have to go out here. So a park spokesperson said porta potties are difficult to maintain and clean. They said, but that a public restroom operated by the agency was available at McKinley Playground, roughly 7 minutes away. They said a spokesperson for the mayor's office said they were aware of the complaints regarding a lack of showers and bathrooms, but added that many migrants are choosing to line up when they don't have to. So many are sleeping outside and standing on line, despite space in short-term holding centers. Now, let me center back to all these boulets. Notice the Congressional Black Caucus have not, listen, this is Congressional Black Caucus with the migrant crisis. That's them. Crickets, not saying a word about the migrant crisis. You're supposed to be the Congressional Black Caucus, and you're not talking about how the migrants are being put in the Black community, especially in Chicago. You're not talking about, we already a community that's disadvantaged as a collective. We don't get the resources we need. We definitely need reparations, but we don't get the resources that we need as it is. And they're putting migrants in the Black communities? We've been there before. During the Vietnam War, they were putting Vietnamese all in the Black communities. I remember seeing the constant flow of Vietnamese in the 80s. I remember seeing them constantly coming into the Black communities, getting homes, getting businesses in the Black communities, getting the shrimp boats.
Oh yeah, the boat people.
And
the boat people.
You know now, but we know that the U.S. government was giving them money for businesses, giving them money for food, paying their place to stay. That's why these groups come in here and get above you. So
look at Los Angeles.
Getting the assistance to do it. They're not pulling themselves up by their bootstraps.
Yeah, no, he's right.
We're told to pull ourselves up by our bootstraps. And the Congressional Black Caucus know about all these programs. Look, y'all have to listen. Listen to me.
Man, fuck the Congressional Black Caucus.
Every program these migrants or any of these other people are getting, they know they're part of Congress. They know what they're getting. They won't tell me and you how we can get into that program. They won't tell us and say, hey, we need a Black version of Edward Bloom over here, and we need to start suing the government about those programs since Black Americans can't get it. See, they won't do that. They won't. They will collect their checks. They will be corrupt. They bought and paid for, and they will watch the entire Black community go down the drain. They don't care. As long as they're good, they can go stay in the same neighborhood as their white liberal friends. That's what we're dealing with. That's what we're dealing with. Once again, the silence of the Congressional Black Caucus with the migrant crisis. They won't say a word. The mayors in these cities, all for it, supporting it. They just begging for Biden them to give them money so they can keep on taking care of the people. But this is a Democrat policy that they're doing. I told y'all before, nothing can happen to Black people in this nation without the assistance of Black people. When we all on code, notice how they start moving around and changing different things. Give example. The delineation movement that's happening right now. You see how nervous everybody's getting about that delineation movement? Why? Because when Black folks get on code and it's a leaderless movement and everybody's saying the same thing at the same time, or they trying to draw us into conflicts that has nothing to do with Black America, and we like, nah, we ain't got nothing to do with us. We focusing on us right now. And how people are getting upset. People are saying, what's going on? Why Black people not talking about this? Why doing this? Why do it? It's not our issue, not our problem. Right. Every group have burned us when we tried to assist. So we're saying, hey, you do you. Right? That's bothering people. We look at this issue right now that's going on, Charlamagne. And this is why in Georgia, you got 20% of people right now talking about voting Trump, and 10% of Black people saying they voting the couch. That's why. And Trump getting closer and closer to the nomination because Ron DeSantis, as of today, dropped out of the presidential race. And he's number 2 in Iowa. If anybody should have dropped out, Nikki Haley should have dropped out because she was number 3, but she's thinking her rabbit behind Nimrata, not Nikki, Nimrata. That's her name. Exactly. Saw something interesting about her. She was cheating on her husband and everything. Like, wow, Nimrata. You know, you say there's not a racist country, but then you got videos saying that it is a racist country, but you got a Black son-in-law? Nimrata? Okay. But that woman there is that's why nobody will take her seriously. But this migrant crisis is definitely number 1. And then after the migrant crisis, people are going to talk about the economy. That's the 2 major things that everybody on one accord is talking about. And you Democrats, especially the Congressional Black Caucus, you keep playing games. You can do all the shaming you want. You can do all the cussing you want. It's not going to work.
But Uncle Phil, them motherfuckers is puppets. They puppets. Congressional Black Caucus are puppets.
All you're saying about Trump, oh my God, Trump, he's going to do this to America. Trump didn't have an open border policy, though. Right. When Trump was in office, we had money
Facts.
Our pocket. Trump talking about he get back in office. He's drilling the first day he get back in, and he trying to get them gas prices down to $2. I don't know about you, but I want that. That's affecting gas is affecting everybody's pocketbook.
Man, fuck Trump, fuck Biden, man. Black first agenda, period. Everything else is bullshit.
And now it's worse because you had 3 years, almost 4 years to show how you were so much better than the other guy. And now Americans are worse off. We literally have been invaded.
Yep.
It's an invasion.
Yep.
But it's not an invasion like they came in, they overtook our military and all that. No. This was hey, look, come on in. Nobody stops you. Nobody, just come on in.
I would call that a casual invasion.
Telling black folk, no money for you. You're lazy. Where they get that from?
Tactical invasion.
Yeah, well, as we pointed out on Frontline Black News, Brother Che, that the African immigrants who come here, that I guess the U.S. government tells them to distance themselves from
the ones that
Africans
come in and don't deport immediately. Yeah.
Yeah, you see, so what it is that this support the premise even more so, man, is that we got to unify the diaspora, you see, because as you had pointed out, and rightfully so.
No, we don't have to unify nothing. Africa ain't even unified. They need to get together in Africa before anybody talk about any kind of unity. We got our own stuff we dealing with over here, and we're supposed to be the saviors. That's why Killmonger comes to mind, because he represented us, the foundation of Black Americans in Black Panther.
Okay, but also too what Killmonger did that I had to appreciate for, and I loved Michael B. Long playing that part, is where he had stated is that when King T'Challa regained the throne, and T'Challa told him, well, man, you could come do this, you can come do this. He says, no, to spend the rest of my life off in a prison for sedition, I believe that they called it, but although he didn't say the word, but this is what he's talking about. He said he'd much rather back himself up into the waters like our ancestors did off the coast of the Carolinas. You see what I'm saying? And they don't mention
like this. Yep.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? When our ancestors, landed there, man, on Carolina, and they saw they couldn't get home because keep in mind, you didn't have jet airplanes then. You didn't have motor ships. You see what I'm saying? So they said, fuck it. We're going to back ourselves in the water and die as men and not be no goddamn slave. And I'm tired of it, as Professor Black Truth tells it. When you look at these goddamn Tim Scotts, when you look at these goddamn Karen Basses.
I still got like 4 minutes left of this video to play.
All right, okay, let them finish, and then I'll resume my comments.
So Charlamagne, you know what's going on, Charlamagne. No, don't play dumb, bro. Don't play dumb. Come on, you more educated than that. You are way more educated than that. The deal is, and I've been hearing lately, Charlamagne, that the Democrats been kind of mad at you. Here lately, I've been hearing that, Charlamagne. Democrats upset because you're talking a little too much. And they don't like that. Now, Charlamagne, you're not free like I am. You too tied in with them. And one thing, Charlamagne, you better understand about racism, white supremacy, Charlamagne, is that if they let you in, they're gonna break you. And they already got some dirt on you already.
They're getting fabricated.
That's the way it goes with them. They don't let you get a certain height with them if they don't have dirt on you. That way they can use it to break you and to take everything.
It's called extortion.
They don't want nobody around them that's too squeaky clean. That's what I've learned about racism, white supremacy. Period. Or if they can't get you that way, they just want to have you in a vulnerable position or have you feeling that everything you do, if it's not through their system, you can't do nothing.
Got them on a puppet string.
Everything that you got, that you can't build nothing on your own.
Right, because he's on a puppet
You
strike.
can't build on their own, like Shannon Sharp. He got let go. He got his podcast going. He do First Take as a part-time thing, but Shannon don't need none of them, right? I like to see brothers that do things like that, and sisters. But the migrant crisis is the number one issue in America. The number one. Last election was the pandemic. This time it's the migrant crisis. But once again, nobody in this country, or even Trump himself, opened the door and let that in during the pandemic. Biden opened up the door from day one.
Yeah, he did.
So when you hear people like Tiffany Cross talking about she's going to go vote for Biden, and Angela Rye talking about she's going to go out there and vote for Biden, that's what they're voting for. They're voting for more cups of excrement to be at your door. That's what they're voting for. Because at this point, if you go vote for Biden, then you're complicit just as much as he is.
Yep.
At this point. You're voting for open borders. You're voting for invasion. You're voting for it. And if you go out and vote for that mess in the next election, I don't want to hear you complaining no more. I don't want to hear nothing. I don't want to hear nothing at all from you. Like, don't come tell me nothing because that's what you voted for and you like it. So get ready with your new neighbors.
Yep.
Open up your doors. Don't be surprised next them Democrats going to try to force some of y'all that got big houses to start sheltering them. Or some of you landlords that got houses that may be sitting, they may start forcing y'all to start letting them stay in your rent house. Listen, when it comes to the Democrats, I told you they are the authoritarian Democrats. To me, they are not about no doggone democracy.
None of these motherfuckers are, Dr. Phil.
The citizens to vote if they want the sanctuary city or not. That was, I say, okay, they're not for democracy.
Nope.
I know people say, well, we're not a democracy, we're a constitutional republic. Well, tell people that then. Stop using the word democracy and just say we're a republic.
Right.
And we got some elements of democracy, but we're really not a democracy. Just tell people that.
Yeah.
But more and more as we go along,
though.
and you're going to see more and more of the elite class in the Black community, in the CBC.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw Ayanna Pressley the other day trying to keep talking about more migrants and things like that. Ayanna Pressley is not living in no area the migrants going to bother her. She lives in a good area with her friends, her white friends. She is not dealing with that. I'm telling y'all, you do good not to take no cues from a Charlamagne, from a black politician at this point, a black mayor, because they're not for us like that. They're proving it. They're for the Democrat Party. They get their check by promoting the agenda. And if you silly enough to go out there and vote for them again,
and that's how he ended it. I like how he ended it. Like,
yeah, exactly. Okay, so once again, Brother Che, as we were saying, this is why we are pushing the Black Verse agenda. Okay, it's because when I looked at old Cop Mala on CNN with Laura Coates, and Laura Coates, I respect, her intelligence, her education, the way she presents the news. The only thing I disagree with Laura Coates about is that she was a federal prosecutor. I don't never agree with no black prosecutor, It's because the prosecutor, as you know, is one that fabricates the evidence against you. You know what I'm saying? Don't want you to defend yourself. So when it comes to legalese here, when it's dealing with black people in the black community, you know what I'm saying? Hey, we're just a commodity to them, just like the auction block. You know what I'm saying? But Kamala Harris, Kamala is Kamala. We know what she does, you know what I'm saying, and whatnot. But I got a lot of respect for Laura Coates, although not total respect, because I could never deal with a prosecutor, because every fucking time I went to court, it was a goddamn prosecutor trying to put me in jail. So I can't deal with the prosecutor, you know what I'm saying? Because that's the motherfucker that's trying to put you on the slammer. You see what I mean? But however, these damn prison deliverers, what they were commonly referred to as public defenders, they don't give a fuck about you. You know what I'm saying? Because they only in the public defender's office to do their last requirement of their legal degree. You see what I'm saying? So they can get their doctor of jurisprudence degree. You see, and then
That's
yes, sir.
what I was gonna do if I wasn't unhoused for a decade. But yeah.
So a motherfucker will come off better defending himself in court, but you got to know what the fuck you doing. They call it going pro per. You see what I mean? You know. And I know somebody who went pro per. They tried to give him a deal of doing like 10 to 13 years, and he fired the prison deliverer and told the judge that he's going pro per. So he went pro per, and that man was out of jail in less than 6 months.
It's pro se, Shabaki.
Pro se. Okay, all right. Well, that's right up your alley there, Brother Parrish. You know what I'm saying? I stand corrected, you know. So my advice is by any means necessary, please try to stay away from getting caught up in any type of court system. Because that goddamn judge, that prosecutor, that prison delivery, you got all the motherfuckers there are comrades. They all probably went to the same law school together because all of them are lawyers. You see what I mean? You know, now one thing over there in England, from what I understand, if you was representing a motherfucker and you misrepresented him, and you went and did his time. But fuck England, fuck France, fuck Belgium. You know what I'm saying?
Yep, they owe reparations too. But
oh hell yeah, yes sir.
Because we've been on for like 2 hours, I think now. Or almost 2 hours. So we got to the Denver situation. So that was your thoughts on Charlamagne the Coon being a surprise. Okay. Lady Tay, did you have anything to say about Charlamagne the Coon?
Sorry about that. The wireless mouse is acting stupid. First of all, Charlamagne is a motherfucking coon. He's a goofball. Like, that motherfucker is stupid. Real shit. Like, don't he work in New York? I mean, the radio show hasn't been alive for like over 40-something years. I mean, like, it doesn't even take walks from the subway or to his job. I mean, he can't possibly be surprised by homelessness, or migrants or tethers or anything, considering he is one. Like, I mean, just because he's been at the fucking working in that radio for a minute doesn't mean, like, since when did he become fucking the expert in anything? Like, you know, they give him too much pull when they ask him his political views. He just stick to the radio. Let alone then you want to act stupid about migrants and shit, and this is what you've been talking to people and you go on tour for what? Man, you know what you should have, he was like when he was stupid when he was like had fucking to talk to the vice president. You know what I mean? And he
said he don't listen why he was supporting.
Now he got
why Biden.
Yeah, now he got Biden remorse, which was gonna happen. We told everybody. You know, now he's shocked and surprised. I mean, what else is gonna be a revelation to his ass? You know, it's already bad enough that, you know, he don't look like he used to look. He has some work done. What else is he gonna be surprised about? You know what I mean? I mean, I'm sure anybody else who's been living in New York for as long as he's been alive is not surprised by any of the shit they see. It's just more people now, which, you know, New York has been one of the heavy populated cities. So what the fuck is he talking about? He's a fucking goofball. He's dumb. I don't even know why anybody asked him his opinion. Like, does he really talk about anything like educational or? I mean, he's not even pro-black.
No, not in the league.
Not even a league.
Okay, well, you see. Okay, well, you see, this is the miseducation of the Negro that your generation is seeing in effect, Lady Che, that Dr. Carter G had stated damn near 100 years ago. Okay, is that the miseducated Negro will be more worried about every other group than his own. Dr. Claude Anderson had said that. Okay, so what had happened was they put this mind fuck on us to believe that the only way for us to advance uh, in this society is to be a carbon copy of the rape and slave trade and pedophile. You see what I'm saying? And this here proves to the contrary. And why do you think, man, we like it, when we get our haters calling in, man, and I ain't going to say their names of their podcast. I ain't giving them motherfuckers no free advertisement. They call in, they disrespect us, and we enjoy it. You know what I'm saying? It's because when we hit them where it hurts, when we strike nerves, okay, and a motherfucker reacts, off in a negative way, then that means that you got inside his defense. Okay, or no, not his defense. I'm sorry. You got inside his offense is what you did. You see, and you hit them with counters. Why the hell you think that Joe Gibson, when he comes on our podcast, he's always quoting Eurocentric resources? And I asked Joe, man, if you're gonna quote anything on our platform, man, you got to quote Afrocentric resources, not Eurocentric resources. Is because, as we all know, you had some filthy, nasty ass motherfuckers by the name of Alexander the Barbarian, Plato, Socrates, Aristotle. See, these was all fuck boys. You see, they were getting fucked in their asses. You know what I'm saying? Which is their business. They have their human rights and their civil rights and what have you. But they come from a lifestyle that is non-procreation. See, we come from societies of procreation, but the element of neocolonialism has gotten off into there. You see what I'm saying?
And shout out to Baruti for telling them to go F themselves.
Oh yeah, most definitely. And you see, and like I said, there's an old saying where I come from.
We don't want your dirty money.
Yeah,
we'll give you all this millions of dollars in aid,
right.
But you got to accept this agenda, and they said nope.
Yeah, and then here's the agenda, and here's your pink dress to wear. You know what I'm saying?
They told them to go stick it somewhere. So
yeah, exactly. You see what I'm saying?
We got it. We're on Denver now. So if you
going to my high income city
somewhere.
So how the ponies enjoying their oats in the barn?
Or the gators enjoying their
dry dock. They on dry dock. Yeah, they shipped it's raggedy, it's all fucked up, wood is rotten. You know what I'm saying? They had to pull that raggedy motherfucker out the water.
Out of
they fucked up. Yeah, look at Lake Mead, you know what I'm saying? All that dry dock shit, you know what I'm saying? City of LA, man, them motherfuckers getting ready to go thirsty. And just like we said years ago, Brother Che, that we predicted that, hey, they getting ready to start putting them motherfuckers out there in the desert, mainly our people, and it's a water shortage. And keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, that Mojave Desert, that motherfucker can get up to 120 goddamn degrees quite easily, man, between April and October, and that ain't no bullshit. I'm telling you what the fuck I experienced. So therefore, throw them goddamn migrants out there. Throw them motherfuckers out there in the Mojave Desert. Turn the goddamn water off. But y'all ain't gonna do that. But you sure enough fuck would do it to us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so they want to put these mugs to work. So Denver is exploring the possibility of hiring migrants to work for city.
Okay, now once again, Brother Che, see, that's asinine. Okay, now, so what it means is that you got people in Denver, in the city of Denver, who need civil service jobs to work for the city of Denver, but they're gonna give it to the migrants.
Yep, that's what they're.
Okay. What they need to do with these goddamn migrants, okay, is you put them motherfuckers to go to work for nothing, and you still hire the people who pay taxes. You see what I'm saying? You put the migrants there, motherfucker, for you to stay here in this goddamn raggedy ass United States, we need your ass to work from sun up to sundown, and only one day off a week. Sounds familiar? You know what I'm saying? Sun up to sundown, and only one day off out the whole week. Okay, you work rather if it's snowing, you work rather if it's raining, you work rather if it's a goddamn tornado out there. You know what I mean? See, that's what the fuck they do. But ass scratchers and Yasa bosses like Leo Terrell and Larry Elder, Bianchi, you know what I'm saying? Oh, well, Mr. Masters, you've been so good to me, man. What's better than what we got right here? And Ron DePanties, you know what I'm saying? You sick ass, punk ass motherfucker, fuck you. You got a whole bunch of bodies there out there at MacDill Air Force Base. That is our people who slave down in that ragged ass state of Florida. Shit, by the way, you know what, Governor DeSantis? I visited your goddamn state. Okay, I want all my motherfucking money back that I spent in that raggedy motherfucker, from the gas to the hotels to the goddamn oranges I bought down there. Fuck the goddamn state of Florida.
And we approve of the message.
Oh yeah, and then also two people. Not cutting you off, brother Che. Now let's look at something right here, people.
Cutting me off though, Sparky. So we gotta get back in the topic. So we're on Denver now, not Florida.
Okay, all right. Go to the Mile High Income City.
The migrants under the Johnston administration, and we told you, we were warned, Denver. So we don't want to hear it, but y'all were warned that this is what it was going to be under a Johnston administration, and y'all voted for it anyway.
Right.
So don't get voters' remorse now.
Right.
They're looking at the possibility of housing, not just housing, employing the migrants. So the last couple of weeks or so, he says, you know, me and Lady Che, we attend city council every week.
Right.
Whether in person or visual, or on Zoom. So,
could I ask a question about that, brother Che? What you guys attended in city council?
I would hold it. So we got this new council, this new mayor. And seem to be on board with this shit, and they were actually gave a proclamation earlier tonight about.
Okay.
It was real ironic how fast they move for non-citizens, people that don't even call this their home by any means, than actual citizens that built the city, that built the state, that built the country.
And the Southern Pacific Railroad.
Built everything, the whole infrastructure. Even in the Southwest, because I was like, well, we live in the Southwest too. But getting back to this situation here, these bastards are given all the resources and help to these illegals. So now there's a pushback, rightfully so. So this is Kyle Clark, this is a bastard that refused to have me attend the debate that they had with Nine News at the school. It used to be called Smiley Chewbacca, now it's called McCullough International. We used to call it Slimy though. But so
Black school, because I remember going to school in Aurora, and motherfuckers would go to school at Smiley, and they'd be like Smiley, Manual, all these schools down here. That's before I went into the system, and they were so afraid to go towards any of those schools or be in the area of that school. It's before I went in the system, so where I was at was in South Aurora. I didn't know nothing about what's going on down in the city until I went in the system, right? So I was like, dang, why you don't want to go to that school? It's like, oh, it's real bad over there. That was when the area was predominantly black, and there's some roguish shit going on. Not the whole area was bad, but there's some roguish shit going on here and there towards at the schools, at some of the you got the middle school, the high school, and whatnot, and they was always saying that. And when I went into the system, I didn't really see none of that. Like, I mean, I saw what I got used to seeing. So I don't really see it as bad as far as I saw a lot of shit's just frustrating, man. It's just a frustrating situation for young black kids. That's all I see it as. You know, that was frustrating when I was going to school, so I could understand. But they were so it was become like such a thing, and now it's all white. Now that school that Jess is talking about is a white school. So when he confronted Kyle Clark, he's trying to confront Kyle Clark. The way he looked, he's dressed and everything, but the way we stay masked up around here. It looked like and with Jesse, had a lot of bass in his voice and whatnot. It looked kind of like he's scaring the poor white man. Like just think about it like that, because he was like, "Why would he talk?" And I was like, "Just because look how white people think about us." And you try to get his attention. You're obviously wrong, but you try to get his attention. But you masked up and it's cold outside. He just think that he's just looking at you like you's something like that in a suit. Yeah, it was a nice ass suit that day too. It was horrible.
Yeah.
Horrible.
Yeah, they always try to throw me out that mud.
Yeah, they were.
I went smooth the hell off, and they're like, "Oh, you can attend, just don't make a fuss." And then that's where I went to go sit by stupid ass Jeff Fart's crew, and them bastards all trade up immediately as soon as I sat down. So I was grateful for that. But yeah, getting back to this.
You not to be black, remember?
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
A horrible day. Go ahead, just play that.
The city of Denver is exploring the possibility of having migrants work the city. It's a legal long shot, but Denver's leaders have not been able to convince the feds to loosen up work rules for migrants. Until then, intersections around the city are one place where migrants are commonly trying to make a living. Here's Mark Salinger. On the corner of Federal and Alameda, work.
Oh, they're doing that bullshit too, window washing, huh?
Yeah. They're on every street in my neighborhood doing that.
Man, hold on, man. I got to say this. I remember I was going through downtown Los Angeles one night, man, about 15 years ago, right? And there was this motherfucker standing in front of the Biltmore Hotel, one of LA's oldest exclusive hotels. And when the people stopped at the light, he said, "I'll wash your windows in 30 seconds." And that motherfucker had him 2 squeegees, a spray bottle, man, and that motherfucker was doing it. And he was straight clocking him some money. You know what I'm saying? I ain't mad at the brother, but these migrants, fuck them. I don't give a fuck about them, because the way I look at it is, these motherfuckers is a hindrance to our goddamn reparations.
Oh, hell yeah. They're just a major wrench in the game. If these motherfuckers can't vote, so you're going to neglect your base, cater to non-citizens.
Right.
It's going to backfire on you, Democrats.
Yeah, and I hope it does. You know what I'm saying? But like I say, the day one of them motherfuckers come knocking on my goddamn door, asking me for anything, hey, man, if you don't get the fuck away from here, man, I'm going to treat it as a home invasion, and I'm going to leave it at that.
Right.
Rolls up every time the light turns red. Some drivers say they don't have cash. Others roll up their windows quickly. But at 19 years old, washing windows is all Brian can do.
No tengo permiso. Eso es lo que no entiendo. ¿Para qué nos dejaron pasar si no tenemos permiso de trabajo? Entonces, eso es lo que buscamos trabajo y nos piden el permiso.
Brian is one of nearly 40,000 migrants who arrived in Denver recently from the southern border. They don't have federal work authorization and can't be hired.
40,000.
40,000 of the motherfuckers.
So y'all know, prior to this invasion, we had an unhoused neighbor crisis. Before the pandemic, we had an unhoused neighbor crisis. So now we have 3-4 crises going on at the same time.
Mm-hmm. And then, of course, they got another scandemic coming up, man. That ought to be hitting about the middle of summer.
But yeah, I'm just talking about Denver specifically, though. So it's crazy. It's really crazy, and they really want to house and employ this buffer class. This is the buffer classes that Tariq Nasheed and others in the New Black Media, signal boosters of the New Black Media, were talking about years ago, and here it is into fruition under these democratic authoritative regimes.
Right.
with that voting blue, no matter who gets you. So me and Lady Che and others, we don't want to hear that shit about, oh, we should have did this and you should have, could have, would have, but you didn't. And now you got a hell of an issue on your hands. And this fool is still talking about we can bring in more migrants. Like, no, the fuck we can't.
Yeah.
They go to the front of the line, and we got people that's out here on the streets. Me, both Lady Che know personally that are on the streets. I've been on the streets for decades.
Right.
But these motherfuckers that ain't even from the country ain't pay a lick of tax. Nowhere vote any of these politricians in. It's taking over them.
Jesse, are you gonna play the video that you did live today?
Yes, but not at this very second.
No, I know. I was just curious.
Okay, and then keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, is to check out Shabaka's Black Experience Enhanced tomorrow night, 6 p.m. in the Pacific, 9 p.m. in the East.
Yeah, they all up in the street. That's how they are by my house.
We're gonna stream it too.
Filled with migrants.
We're gonna stream it too.
Oh, okay.
We got you.
Santa Fe every day.
Okay, and then I'm gonna have to get in the studio with you tomorrow, Brother Chase, because the phone I can't call in, man, and go on air. So I'm gonna have to get in the studio with you tomorrow night, man. If you can make that happen, it's because we did it before.
Yeah.
Well, we both got in the studio because I'm gonna have to use the phone as the hotspot, to make the broadcast.
Gracias, madre, que Dios se lo multiplique.
Yeah, we can do that.
But aren't allowed to.
Okay.
Denver Mayor Mike Johnson was in Washington this past week meeting with members of the Biden administration, trying to get federal work authorization passed, which would allow migrants to work. Right now, it doesn't seem like there's a...
You're breaking federal law.
Well, then every last goddamn one of them sons of bitches that voted for that bullshit, they need to start a recall process on them, man, or start persecuting their asses. You see what I'm saying? See, this is what the fuck I'm talking about. These goddamn politicians don't give a fuck about us, black family. So what we got to do, we already learned from the ancestors about the effectiveness of the Montgomery bus boycott, and I still say we could still use that same tactic, but on a different level now with all this artificial unintelligence and all
you're
this.
leaving out one thing, though.
What's that?
Have the cohesiveness like we had in 1955.
Yeah, you're right about that. Yeah, now I stand corrected on that there, Brother Che. Yeah, so we got to get that glue back amongst us. Yeah, we got to get that cohesiveness back. It's because everybody is against us. Dr. Claude Anderson said that this would happen. And now, what the good doctor had said then through his research is coming to fruition. And then also, too, just putting it out there, then I'm going to turn it back over to Brother Che. Dr. DeGruy, if you see us, man, please reach out to us. We'd love to have you on our platform, Dr. DeGruy, because I believe you're winding down your study now for the reparations. So, Dr. DeGruy, if you see us, man, please reach out to us. And we know you're busy, Doctor, because that's a good thing that you're doing is on that study. Okay, I'm sorry, man, moving right along.
Through executive action on it. Right now, it's not really clear that either of those, Kyle, could become a reality.
So this idea of the city somehow getting involved as an employer, how might that work?
So it's a legal launch out, like you said, but it's something that right now the city is exploring. In the 1980s, President Reagan signed into law that prohibited private companies from hiring workers who do not have federal work authorization. But that law doesn't explicitly prohibit state and local governments from hiring those workers. It's something that's never been tested before in court, but today's spokesperson with the mayor's office told me that hiring migrants for those city jobs is a last-ditch effort that the city is exploring right now. The legal expert we spoke to from Ohio State, based here in Denver, says the city should prepare for a legal fight if they take that route.
But a close look at that law from 1986, and as it has been amended since then, makes clear that the law does not actually say anything about applying to state or local governments.
So here's where it gets even more interesting. The mayor's office tells me that they're well aware that if Trump wins the election in November, everything could change when it comes to immigration. There are fears that if the city of Denver hires migrants to allow them to work for the city, the federal government, especially under Trump, Kyle, could come in and say, we're going to criminally charge everyone who is hiring those migrants.
Safe to say Denver would be a target no matter what if Trump becomes president again, at least in efforts to perhaps work with Congress to withhold some federal funding from the city.
Exactly, but it might be their last effort to say, we need to find a way, any way for them to earn money.
Mark, thank you.
Or you just send their ass back fucking home.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the only thing I can say, the dump as in human shit, okay, he's probably going to get rid of these motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying? And these migrants, I don't give a good goddamn about them. You know what I'm saying?
Right, they can all hold their own nuts.
Yeah, because we can't cape for nobody anymore because we, black family, are in a state of emergency. Not only here in the U.S., but throughout the whole damn diaspora. We are in a state of emergency. And get that goddamn chain off your fucking brain over there on the continent of Africa, you damn neo-colonialist. The only motherfucker so far, man, that I'm respecting over there, Brother Che, is President Museveni. You remember President Museveni of Uganda?
Yep.
Okay, with the U.S., with the Biden administration, and Kamala, they went over there. Well, you know,
doing it again. That's why I shouted out Burundi earlier.
Yeah.
The country of Burundi, the African country of Burundi, their president told them to go.
Yeah, exactly. And President Museveni of Uganda. You know what I'm saying? No, you all say that we got to have men fucking each other in the ass and that you'll take away our aid. Fuck that. Take your aid, okay? Because what kind of price, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm asking anybody out there, what kind of price, man, could you put on your human dignity? That part. What kind of price can you put on your human dignity? See, all money ain't good money.
Yep.
And President Museveni said that, man, take your motherfucking aid and get the fuck up out of here. You know? A rainbow flag, alphabetized agenda. Motherfucker, is you crazy?
So we're going to give you this aid, but it comes with stipulations.
Yeah, right. And the president of Uganda told the U.S. and the Biden regime, hey, go fuck yourselves. We don't do that here. How the fuck you think we're going to have our family unit, you know, with men fucking each other in the ass? You see what I'm saying?
No life coming from this.
Yeah, life comes from a union between man and woman, not two men fucking each other in the ass. Okay?
Right. Or two women bumping uglies or whatever.
Yeah. Or cat bumping. You know what I'm saying? You know? So, hey. You know, and I'm just telling it like it is. And this episode is for those over the years of 18 years of age and over. This is why. Because we're going to tell you the fucking real right here. We're not going to sit up here and sugarcoat shit. And that's why on Shabaka's Black Experience Enhanced on Blog Talk tomorrow night, the chat room will be open for all hate mail. The number to call in is 516-418-5996. And please add that phone number to your T-Mobile cell plan so you will not be charged for calling in. And then if you can't call in, please leave us some nice comments in the chat room. But however, you know, the calling numbers for those who want to speak, you know, positive and what have you. And the chat room is for all our hate mail. And Joe Gibson and the other guy cussed out today or whatever, you know, you can all write all your insults, comments in there. We read them on the air. You know what I'm saying?
You called into their programs earlier?
Yeah, I called into a program earlier, man, and I was up here trying to talk to this dude, okay? And I was trying to mention to him about Professor P.L.O. Lumumba. Now, he used the old Joe Gibson tactic. You're in the middle of your sentence and he want to cut you off, you know, trying to put his shit there. Well, this is my show and I run it. I want, okay, yeah, you're right, man, because I run our own show as well, too. So tell you what, man, I got two words to tell you. Fuck you. And I hung up.
Okay. All
I
right.
mean, the dude wouldn't let me get 2 words in edgewise, man. I tried to have a civil conversation with the motherfucker, but you know, he's up there, this dumb supporter and all this old type of shit and
You
downgrade
know,
black
you ain't
people.
gonna reason with no dumb supporter.
Yeah, you know, brother Che, you know our drill, man. You've been there with us a number of years. You know how we get down, and too bad Mad Dr. D wasn't on there. He ought to be glad because Mad Dr. D would have gave him a mouthful.
Yeah, he probably would have shut him down too.
Oh yeah, no, Mad Dr. D really would have went off on him, and may Mad Dr. D rest in peace and power.
Yeah.
The man did an excellent job raising his children.
Mm-hmm.
That he did. His firstborn had traveled around the world, as you know, Brother Che. His secondborn, you know what I'm saying, is a PhD in law, you know what I'm saying, and what have you. His other offspring, you know, they're doing great things as well, too. Although they're all grown up now, but I remember when they were babies, you know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah, you see, so, you know, man, you know, you haters, man, you know, we don't hate you like you hate us. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You know, but we appreciate the hatred because that means we are getting somewhere.
All right, so shout out to Rob, Black Light Revelations, or the creator of Black Light Revelations.
Right. Shout out to
this lady Chase, the one that introduced us.
And a shout out there to Jay Dizzle. Shout out there, you know, to the Imam Shiga Akbar down in South Carolina. Shout out there to Black Lightning.
Yeah.
Definitely a shout out there to Dr. Critical Truth Bay of the knowledge that she drops.
Yep. Shout out to Black Power Radio.
Oh yeah. Shout out to Kevin Barnes.
Yeah, I was talking about YouTube.
The Outlaws. Yeah, shout out to the Outlaws. Yeah.
Yes. Yep. Shout out to the Outlaws that were on earlier. The People's News Network. So
Right.
this, I was just bringing him up because he's the one that's creating the footage or bringing the footage. So shout out to Rob. He did a whole show on Denver, and in particular about he calls it the undocumented bros.
Okay.
So this is especially our version of it tonight.
Okay.
This has been documenting the legal immigrant situation since the start of COVID till now. So this is Denver specific though, so he's gonna give us the interview that stupid ass Johnson did with CNN and some articles.
Okay.
As a result of
Lady Che.
I was just saying, man, like, man, I didn't think we were gonna be here like this long with these clips.
Yeah, it is too. Yeah, we are at 2.5 hours, and it is
I didn't think
midnight.
we were gonna be here this long either, but you and Shabaka
No, but we
got a lot to say.
You just go to our shit real fast to city council stuff, Jesse. Everybody already knows what's going on in the United States.
No, they don't. They don't know. They don't know like we know. They don't know. Like it's up to us to let them know. That's why we have this program so we can let our people know what is happening.
We got other stuff we could throw on this art this specifically to us.
But this is specific to us. Like literally, Denver is being profiled in this whole thing.
All right, man. Like, let me know it's
that failing, that's going to cause spillover to the residents of Denver. So now my question for you guys in the comment section is, as you're listening to this article, as the system starts to break down and these things that are in place start to not work for the people who live there, what kind of problems are you all expecting to see? Let's see how good you can guess. Out of everything that we're going to talk about, what do you all think that we're going to talk about? You all already know about the healthcare issues, but what else is there? Let me know. All right. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to listen to this video from the mayor of Denver, whose name is Mike Johnson. Okay.
For being with us. And my first question is, what resources just generally do you feel like you need from the federal government right now amid this surge in migrants?
Yeah, I really appreciate it. I mean, I think we have been pushing really hard that there are 3 key items we need right now. We definitely need the Congress to take action on $1 for support for cities. That's key. I think the second is we need more work authorization for folks that are arriving to our cities. The biggest issue is we have folks here who want to work and are not able to work. And the third is we need their help on a plan for coordinated entry. So we don't have just the governor of one state deciding where all newcomers go, but actually a coordinated plan nationwide for all of our cities and states to be a part of the solution. And we think those 3 things can actually help us be very successful. We just need those 3 things from Congress to be able to succeed here at the city level.
You've been pushing on the issue of work authorization specifically for some time now. You asked the White House last month for more authorizations. Have you gotten any response from the Biden administration?
Now, here's my question for you guys. We got 9 people, and I need each of you all to answer this question. What are work authorizations going to do to fix the issues that Denver is going through? That's my question for you guys. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section. Shout out to DSA1. What's good with you, bro?
Or any indication that increased authorizations might be part of the negotiations that are going on in DC around this border issue?
We're working hard at it. I think they understand it and see it. I met with Secretary Mayorkas months ago, and that was before he then took the step to grant temporary protective status for Venezuelans that came before July 31. That was a tremendous help for many of our Venezuelan newcomers who arrived in August and September. The challenge is now, we have 4,500 migrants in shelter tonight in Denver. We are the single largest recipient of migrants per capita of any city in America, and almost all those folks have arrived.
So now, how many people knew that Denver was the largest recipient of migrants per capita? If you guys were aware of that, give me a thumbs up. If you guys were not aware of that,
to be a lie, by the way. Denver is not the #1 city per capita for migrants. It's one of them, but it's not the #1. And the way he was trying to portray it was like we were or are, and we're not.
Okay, I would have to say, just off the law of geography, man, the #1 city for migrants would be Los Angeles.
I would say Houston or New York.
Yeah, Houston too, because I'm glad you brought that up, because Houston is closer to Mexico than Los Angeles is, because Los Angeles is 125 miles from San Diego, and San Diego is literally
probably El Paso, so it's right there.
Yeah, exactly. El Paso and San Diego are like one and the same, man. They are literally across the street from Mexico. I've been through both towns, and you go south, you're in Mexico. And I mean, just crossing a bridge, crossing the street. You know what I'm saying?
San Diego.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I remember the mayor of El Paso was copping pleas too.
Mm-hmm.
Last year about the migrant situation. But yeah, so this is Johnston. This is who they selected. Mm-hmm. And this is what he has to say in regards to this bullshit.
Okay. All righty.
Being that Denver is being that Denver is the city that got the highest amount of per capita migrants, that right there is one of the reasons why we have seen the accelerated decline of Denver. Remember how I talked about Denver has just crumbled faster than New York City? So now what we can do is we can kind of take a micro look at Denver and basically say, okay, what we see going on in Denver, that's probably what we're going to see going forward in New York and Chicago if they don't fix this. And shout out to MC. What's good with it? So now, okay, shout out to you guys for answering the question, right? So now here's the next question. The next question is, if we know that work authorizations do not cover or address all of the issues that are causing all of these separate problems with the migrant crisis, my question for you all is, why do they keep offering that up as a solution to people? Let me know what y'all think.
Now, don't have access to that temporary protective status, so they don't have a clear path to work authorization. That makes it harder and harder for us to help them. And every time I see folks, they ask me the same thing, which is just, how can I get a job? All I need is access to work. And so we're optimistic that that's making progress, and we think there's should be an area of bipartisan support, nothing more un-American.
They say the same thing because they've been doctored to say that shit when they come across the border illegally and getting warehoused up somewhere when they get to their destination. And he's literally telling them, like, this is how you get here. Come right on in. We'll take you here.
And then having someone. Now, here's another question. Denver's hospital system is about to fail. You guys are already aware of that, though. But just reiterating, right? Because that's what's in the title. Denver's hospital system is about to fail. My question is, what is giving migrants jobs going to do to either slow down or stop the failure of the hospital system in Denver? Let me know what you guys think. Shout out to my man Jesse Pierce, who's out there in Denver. You know what I'm saying?
See, he's shutting me up.
Come to the country and to support themselves once they get here. So we think whatever Congress decides is their admission policy, that's got to come with clear and immediate access to work once they arrive.
We had the mayor of Houston on just before Christmas. We've got a lot of mayors who've been talking about this issue publicly. I'm curious what the conversations are like behind the scenes, the contact you have with your fellow big city mayors, all of you trying to address this issue from slightly different perspectives all around the country.
Yeah, there's a lot of conversation and partnership. Obviously, you know, right now, Chicago and New York and Denver together, we've accepted more than 200,000 migrants. So we are the great majority of all of the incoming traffic right now. So
now, here's the question. Did they accept these migrants willingly, or did they accept these migrants because they were forced to accept these migrants? What's the scenario?
Yeah, you been making all the noise out there?
in regular contact, but I've also been in a lot of contact with other mayors of other cities, some of whom have less influence right now and are willing to be a part of the coalition to find a better solution. So I think when you're a city mayor, you're nonpartisan, you don't have a flag in the ideological battle in DC, you just want to be able to run your city effectively. And what we need really is this work authorization plus resources and a coordinated plan. And we think that gets us a long way towards a successful strategy.
Well, my understanding is this has become something.
Shout out to JW. Yeah, I absolutely read your comment, bro. And I appreciate it. I'm glad that you enjoyed the videos about Nimrata and Kamala. Definitely more are coming on her and other people. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to you, bro. I definitely appreciate it. And I appreciate the comments. I try to stay out of the comment section so people can have lots of dialogue, lots of, interaction back and forth. I don't want to be like too much of a distraction, or honestly, I don't want to be arguing with people in the comment section, because I would rather see people interact together and build in the comment section. And, when I do the live stream, I can talk and address things and different stuff like that. So if anybody ever wonders why I don't respond in the comment section, it's not because I'm ignoring y'all. It's because I want you all to come up with the dialogues and the answers. We chop it up about that stuff. I want you guys to have lots of ongoing long conversations where you're responding and reacting back to each other and, addressing certain issues and bringing up new stuff, that I can read in the comment section and say, oh, that's a good idea. Maybe we should do a stream on that. Do like that. So shout out to y'all.
Hey, brothers, I know.
We have a political fight in Colorado where you've had some of the surrounding counties and communities very concerned about how Denver is handling this. Does the governor step in that situation? I mean, talk to me about how this is working in your region, in your broader community.
The governor has been a great support for us. So we're lucky to have Governor Polis, and his team has done a fantastic job to help us with resources and other supports. But we do know this is a regional issue. I mean, the major reason we're the top recipient for migrants right now is because we are the shortest and cheapest bus ticket north of El Paso. You come straight north on I-25 from El Paso. Denver is the first big city you hit. And so we think this does mean...
Well, motherfucker, you might as well go buy them bus tickets if you're going to tell them how to get there. You might as well go buy them bus tickets, you lousy sack of shit.
Filled every single available hotel room in the city.
Fuck Mike Johnston, and I approve of the goddamn message.
That number continues to rise. We just wouldn't have the capacity in Denver to support it. So we are reaching out beyond our borders. And
so now here's my question. Why do you all think that none of the mayors and none of the city governments have any numbers or have any mathematical models that would indicate what numbers at capacity would these situations start to affect and spill over into the population and affect the people there? Why haven't they looked into that? Because I would think that would be something that they would want to prioritize, making sure that it doesn't happen.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So just let me know. And shout out to JW. Absolutely not. Make sure you say and put down everything that's on your mind, bro. Don't worry about it. You know what I'm saying? Don't even worry about it.
We know people have questions and concerns, but I think they also don't want to see families and kids homeless in the streets of our cities. And so we want to make sure we find a solution that can avoid that.
Well, to that end, you've said
this hypocritical bastard.
these buses of migrants that are coming to your city. But is there a point at which that's something Denver might have to do, or something you might have to consider?
We're going to hit a capacity at which we just won't be able anymore to manage the amount of inflow. And so we're trying to avoid that problem, but we know we can't keep growing at this pace. When I took the oath of office 6 months ago, we had about 400.
Oh, now we can't keep growing at this pace.
Then they need to recall this bastard. No, the city of Denver needs to recall this motherfucker.
Even before he got selected, he was saying, yeah, they come on in. I support the sanctuary cities. Yeah, let's do it. I was the only one that was not just Black first. I did not support the sanctuary city statuses. And they laughed and hee-hawed and called me a bigot and all this. And now
there's no such thing as a Black bigot in the United States.
All right. That's what I've been trying to say.
There's no such thing as a Black bigot in the United States. And for all our haters out there, please be sure to call into Shabaka's Black Experience Enhanced. The number is 516-418-5996. We'll be on tomorrow night, Tuesday, January the 24th. Okay, we start at 6 p.m. in the West, and we start at 9 p.m. in the East. And be sure to put all your hate mail in the chat room. And what we're going to do with the hate mail, we're going to read it. We're going to put your name out there, and we're going to clown you.
I'm definitely going to do it.
Hey, you're more than welcome. You're part of the staff, sister. You know what I'm saying?
It's all over, man. You going to put yourself out there to get clapped. And it is what it is. You already know I get that. I ain't got nothing but free time and opportunity to just take that shit down. Like this motherfucker still like I said today, I was like, I'm so tired of these motherfuckers acting like they doing something. They did shit this whole fucking time. Like this whole time. And they moved their ass so quickly for fucking migrants. It's not like the ones we knew about, when they sent them from other countries. We had a little bit of notice that like, oh look, we got we got some Arabs coming in or some Middle Easterns coming in. They're prisoners of war, let's look out for them. There's some Ukrainians. At least we know this is an invasion of it's like unfounded invasion, and then they want to fucking try to force our hand and all these motherfucking bleeding heart type shit. I'm like, look, you weren't trying to force your hand to really get us housed. In fact, they allowed the fucking camp bandits to stay. They arrested us and did all this extra shit. And these are Americans. They're Americans. They're getting threatened with, you don't take this housing, you're gonna go to jail. But there's nobody saying that to these motherfucking migrants at all. Like at all. There's not even a fucking there's not even an arrest or nothing happening. Like, you're breaking rules. You're breaking fucking rules that nobody can get away with. And if you got away with it, you got lucky you got away with it. This is like out blatantly right there. Man, it's only to turn around and bite them in the ass.
Right.
Migrants in shelter. We are more than 10 times that number right now. We've brought 35,000 through.
Shout out to Rob from Denver. Yeah, that's up. And he's absolutely right. And like I haven't got a chance to do the Box Bro stream, but like I said, I got it coming. You know what I'm saying? And we are absolutely going to get to that because Mayor Mike Johnson failed on his effort that he had to quote unquote get the housing people shelter. To the people from Denver who are in here, do you guys remember that promise that I think it was either Mike Johnson or Governor Polis made the promise that they wanted to get 1,000 people off the street, and they failed to do it.
Man, you can't tell us about that, Rob.
Okay, then them motherfuckers need to be locked up there for fraud.
And remarkably,
breach your contract with the people.
Placed into housing or work or onward travel, and so we have
motherfuckers should be hauled into court tomorrow. Breach your contract.
Not enough volume of work or housing in the city to support this ongoing volume. Not to mention the impact on city budgets. This could be $160 or $180 million of impact in our budget next year. That's almost 15% of the entire city budget. So
$180 million motherfucking dollars. Cut the goddamn check.
And the New York City's mayor, Eric Adams, they've been getting hammered by this.
Poor ass excuse of a stack of human shit.
country is pursuing the American dream. It sounded somewhat Trumpian. I mean, I wonder how you feel like, does that narrative kind of play into the anti?
They said that Eric Adams sounds like Megatron. If you guys think that Eric Adams sounds like Megatron, give me a thumbs up. If you guys don't think so, give me a thumbs down. I think they're crazy.
Well, it sounds like to me Eric Adams is getting his prescriptions from Ben Carson. Who knows? Maybe the motherfuckers pop pills together. Both of them are fucked up in the head.
The border being open is caused. I think Eric Adams is more interested in easing his own stress levels and making it so that being the mayor of New York is a little bit easier.
Well, he just needs Ben Carson to write him a prescription for some scum. Hopefully the motherfucker OD on him.
Instead of putting that taxpayer money and reinvesting it into the taxpayers. Let me know if you guys agree. If you guys agree with that, give me a thumbs up. If you guys disagree, give me a thumbs down. And shout out to I didn't know about that. MC said, and I was late in the chat, but y'all see Brandon Johnson hospitalized with panic attacks. I wonder what scared him.
Hypocrisy. That's what scared his ass.
And had him give him health care. See how that turned out.
Well, have him get in touch with Dr. Ben Carson and have him and Dr. Ben Carson drop pills together.
I mean, the thing that actually gives me hope about this scenario is that every day it's quite clear to me there is a path to solve it. And when I talk to migrants every single day, all they say is, "Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I don't need health security. All I want is a job." At the same time, I get calls every day from employers and CEOs who say, "Hey, Mike, I hear there are a bunch of migrants just arrived. I want to hire them. Can I please hire them?" So we have people here who desperately want to work. We have employers here who definitely want to hire them. We have
who's calling the mayor asking about hiring migrants? I'm sorry, I called Kaplan. Like, who's actually doing that? Hey, mayor, guess what? I got these illegal people here, and I want to give them a job. Like, who's actually doing that? Who's making these phone calls and saying that? If this is true, he should play a recording of these messages on his answering machine with the names redacted, so that we can hear this demand. I don't believe that this is taking place at all. And real quick, shout out to everybody that's watching. I appreciate each and every one of you. We got 21 people watching.
Like IRS fraud.
If everybody could smash that like button and get us to 30, that'd be great.
And like tax evasion.
Federal government that stands in the way of our ability to get them hired. I talked to a migrant on Friday who is here on an asylum claim, and that asylum claim is set to be adjudicated right now in the year 2029. And so that is not a path to success for him or for our city, but they do desperately want to work. We just want to give them a chance to get them.
All right, a message from the middle of the country to Washington. Help us get these people to work. Mayor Mike Johnson, thank you for your time.
So now, okay, so help us get these people to work is the message, right? That's the narrative, right? So now, here is my question. When it comes, there's 2 articles that we're going to be looking at, and then we're going to look at a third, okay? How does help get them to work deal with this particular issue right here? Shout out to Black Spider. What's good with it? Shout out to Wallow J. Well,
I know. Like, it's just
crazy.
Shout out to Shabaka Sankora and Shabaka's Black Experience Enhanced. Shout out to Frontline Black News.
Okay, this
like and subscribe to our like page on Facebook, Shabaka's Black Experience Enhanced.
Savage, but that's shameless plugging right
this
there.
One is the one that I'm looking for. Sorry about that. Shout out to Kelly. What's good with Kelly?
Like Lady J?
I don't know, man, but this is crazy. Let's just move it along. Let's go to our shit now.
All right, here we go. This is what I'm looking for right here. How does any of that stuff help with this? How does getting migrants jobs deal with this problem right here? New immigrants pose difficult dilemma as Denver Health sees thousands of unpaid medical visits. Do they think that these people are still not going to have to go to the doctor? And do they think that getting these people who are already here work permits is going to stop more people from coming into the border to replace the demand?
That's stupid.
Like, if you increase the population, you're still going to have a stress and strain on the healthcare system.
Fucking up our indigent.
So my question is,
like me can't get help.
Work permits. What about this? This right here is not a work issue. This right here is a capacity issue. Okay? Denver Health, the city's hospital safety net, saw $10 million in additional uncompensated care in the last year, which the health system largely attributed to the tens of thousands of medical visits from immigrant patients from South and Central America. $10 million in unpaid bills that they gave health care to these people and they didn't have to pay for it.
Yep.
Well, ain't that a bitch?
I believe I use that hospital, man.
What do you guys think about that?
And if I
How's
can't
that
get
work?
mental health, I need medical care, and I got insurance. I got standard regular
Rising costs
Medicaid.
coincide with and health
That time where they're not gonna be able to help me.
the unprecedented number of immigrants who have crossed America's border illegally and arrived in Denver. So this right here is specifically a coincidence of illegal immigrations. Causing problems like this that hurt the citizens is exactly why entry into the country in this way is illegal.
That's why I'm like, I've been a big
give me a thumbs up. If you guys disagree, give me a thumbs down.
Can't disagree with it because I know I'm a recipient
Overall,
in that motherfucking hospital.
Don't have medical insurance.
Just the
So
last
now, if they don't have medical insurance, but they're getting health care, who's paying for it?
Huh? Jesse?
Who's ultimately paying this bill?
Yes.
Another thing that they're doing is taking
How's
up
it never been to Denver Health for the last year?
that a citizen is not able to
At
utilize.
least a handful of times.
That's
Yeah,
another thing that they're doing.
The year before that,
At least a handful of times.
Denver Health is eating the cost of many of these.
St. Joseph's.
Now, here's my question for you guys. How long is Denver Health going to be able to keep this up? And shout out to everybody that's watching. Again, I appreciate you guys. If y'all haven't hit that like button, please take a moment.
Like and subscribe to Frontline Black News. Like and subscribe to Frontline Black News. Like and subscribe to Frontline Black News.
Share the stream, and when you share the stream, if you know anybody that will be interested,
Like and subscribe to Frontline Black News.
uncompensated care includes health services that are provided but not reimbursed, often because patients lack medical insurance or the ability to afford the cost of care. Now, let me ask you guys this question. Once they provide these people with these work permits, is that a guarantee that those people will be able to afford health care? If you ask me, it's not a guarantee. And the reason why it's not a guarantee is because we all work and most of us can't afford health care. So now why do criminals who have broken the law to get into the country illegal, why do they get to get health care paid for by us when we didn't break the law to get here illegally and we can't afford health care and we don't get any help from our
The
government?
answer to that is simple. It's called hypocrisy. That's your answer, hypocrisy.
Yep. Jesse.
I want people to try to make sense of this.
Second, will you let that play?
Yeah, and that's facts. Most of them.
Okay, in about 10 minutes, man, I'm going to have to lay it down, man.
Okay, cool, Shmugger. We're all right.
This group of patients were identified as new to Denver
All right,
Health.
well, let me come back to this so you can hear the city council part.
Okay.
I just need Jesse's help with over here because he's thin enough to squeeze past this little section in my room. And this big old oxygen concentrator. Try to get well, you know, and to come out of the active heart failure, like the active part. Because sometimes you're just regular heart failure. Then there's active. The active part is really scary. But I like for some odd reason, I think I have too much fluid right now around my heart. I feel like really nauseated and hot, which I've been kind of feeling like that, like most of the afternoon, kind of nauseated. Me and Jess killed our chips. There's like sharing chips with them, but it helped with the nausea. So I don't smoke enough weed, like quality weed anyway. I was smoking enough weed to kill the nausea, and I stopped eating mushrooms because I like mushrooms. That really helped with the nausea too. And I kind of stopped with that. So, because they're like a little cleanse, and I stopped smoking weed and doing shrooms basically, which is good. Like you guys don't understand. Like people who are really sick, you'd be surprised what those kind of things do for pain relief, especially like with people who deal with cancers and things like that, the nausea is just this. I can't throw up just anywhere, but I don't like that feeling. And so I've been eating these chips out of Walmart, right? They're just regular motherfucking Walmart brand chips, regular Walmart brand chips, and store brand. But it was, yeah, I think it was they're like the cheddar cheese ones. My brother's been trying a couple of different sizes. Yeah, they're like Ruffles, but like cheddar cheese, I think it was, whatever. Either way, he's been trying these different flavors off and on whenever he's home, for me to try, so I don't be getting like really sick. And that was the only one that really worked and kept the nausea down. But as me and Jesse are chilling over here, we were smoking weed, laughing earlier. We got the munchies, and I shared my chips with him. I forgot, that I was like, I've been like kind of snacking on it whenever I get like sick, like nauseated. And I forgot because me and him were having a good time, and we were laughing and shit. And I just forgot. And I was looking around, and I had this baby, what do they call them? Cuties, baby oranges. I was thinking,
baby tangerines.
I was thinking they were gonna help, and then I was like, man, I'd come over here to help him with this window because I felt like very hot, like hot and sick, So he's gonna let that play. But I was gonna ask him to come help me. Oh God, dude! This thing was running. This Jesse Phillips City Council, right? That we're gonna talk on it, and we see people that we know. They like that those people right there, that lady right there, and all I can think about in my mind is the first time I asked Jesse, I said, the me or the one song got housed was this broad showing how racist she really was.
I lived with the broad for 5 years.
Yeah, she didn't want to fuck with me because she housed me, but I knew she was racist. I was almost positive. And I had to ask Jesse about it. I was like, well, the first time we was chopping it up, I was like, hey, cuz, is it me or is that broad racist? And he's like, this bitch is racist. I was like, I knew it. Yeah, I've seen the times.
One of those that she thinks she's not, but she really is.
When me and Jesse got together, everything, it was like bonding. It was like, that's racist like a mother. He's, yep. And he saying some shit. I'm like, yeah, you ain't lying. That is racist.
This is the one that Pops calls Scarecrow, and Pops Chairman Sekou, he calls her Scarecrow.
That bro, I don't know what it is.
She's a trip. She's a trip, to say the least. She's a trip.
She a trip, and I felt like she did. Not only was they trying to tokenize some shit this behind the scenes, but the thing is, like, they really don't give a fuck about what we gotta say now, and they should, considering all the work we put in. Right. Even me being unhoused, I did a lot of I put in a lot of effort with them.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of fucking effort.
January 22nd, 2024.
What are you going to do with all that people?
So that's the migrants speaking.
Everybody saying not so cold, you're going to dead or whatever. We're still here. We're not dead. You want to think about something, what's happening right now.
I was so mad.
That means, you get here humans, you get here persons that they just want to grow up. They just want a promise of war. Nothing of this it's going to happen, right? But if we don't get it, we don't have all the juice. That's why we are how we are and what we are doing. So please just think about what's going on here. This is the real thing. What I am living also here. So just think about the inflation time. I think it's not a good thing to take it or just do whatever they want or whatever they want, the city or whatever with us.
Look like Jerry there.
I think we are humans, right? So you think a little bit about
I think
that.
that's Jerry behind her.
People will come out also. The question is what the city is going to do with all that.
Talking Lady Che in the video.
Right.
Going to just sweep them again and again and again. And we lose a lot of stuff in the sweeping.
All these people turned on me,
So that's the other thing.
running from there.
Each tripping that they do, we lose a lot of stuff. And that's all what I want to say right now. Thank you very much for hearing me. And I'm still here taking care about this.
Thank you, Juan Carlos.
Oh, your time is up.
Speaker. Thank you so much.
Was it bad like kick rocks?
I don't believe our next speakers are here, but I'm still gonna call their names just in case. Jose Noguera, Ash Franklin, Andres Villanueva, Joe Walters,
It was
Daniel
like
Lucero,
15 people that signed up to speak.
Adam
And they put
Kodak,
me and Lady T at the bottom of the list as usual.
Wow.
Kathleen Ginger.
I like closing it out though. I ain't gonna lie. Because
I think that's a violation of your civil rights, Brother Che.
My name is Kathleen.
we lucky people get to speak now because they were so adamant like over the last couple of months, over the last year. Yeah,
Both have said that demanding a ceasefire is a federal issue and that such discussions don't belong at the state or local level. Though I recognize that federal officials are the ones who can pass policies to stop the harm the U.S. is enabling in Palestine, each of us.
Oh, God, I thought that was Netanyahu in the pew. The white boy in front of Jerry looked like Netanyahu.
Yeah.
What's his damn name?
And speaking of Netanyahu, yeah, he's having some problems over there because they're talking about recalling his ass, man, you know, as the head of state of over there in the Middle East. Yeah.
No damn Middle East.
Bobby Kennedy in the speech he gave in South Africa in 1966.
Okay, that's Northeast Africa, sir.
Yep, Northeast Africa.
Northeast Africa it is. I stand corrected.
Stands up for an ideal or acts to improve the
I would
lives
just say this that I was in the bag. Me and Jesse watched the and we know we gotta speak, so I lucky Jesse brought his computer.
Down the mightiest
I was over there in my room and over here.
Proclamation 2400.
I was like, man, that was the one thing I was so bad about.
Passed will join similar acts of moral courage. Individuals.
That's where I go. It's one of my 3 in rotation. When you
Maybe not your preferred analogy, I'll leave you with one more story.
Just pull it back.
During the Vietnam War, a man named A.J. Mustin stood outside the White House holding a candle. This night after night for years to protest the Vietnam War. One rainy night, a reporter asked him if he really thought he could change the policies of the country by standing alone at night with a candle. Mr. Mustin replied, I don't do this to change my life.
One of my 3. When you are Medicaid, Medicare, Medicaid.
Proclamation 240006. In Denver, if our federal government
come over here,
suffering death of Palestinians.
All right, Jesse.
I don't care about the suffering and death of black people here in America. What are you talking about?
I go to the hospital.
I don't even care about us dying every fucking day.
DG.
Our next speaker is Ashley Garrett.
We the people need to stand together for unity, not in a literal sense, but in mind and in heart, in order to change the system and the way
I know.
we have
Face palm, exactly.
Talk about migrant. Yeah, Jesse was just telling me earlier that he typed in a little sentence and it has to do with migrants or whatever, but our system got to talk about, and then they just delete half the message.
There doesn't need to be money coming in between the well-being of our people. Our system needs to give people what we need. That way we can work for what we want.
That's a system of
I'm telling
justice.
you, if you guys want to see something so incredibly,
I don't know where it went.
we've never seen before, a world of just peace, and that is what needs to happen. And I don't know how else to do this. I don't feel like my 10 minutes of worship. I'm coming here and I'm angry a lot because I don't want to work for a system that allows this kind of treatment that will send weapons and things to partake in these wars. I mean,
You going like, you got like that's something new.
everything else across the seas and for their homes and stuff, why not send homes and people who want to help build these people who have never had running water that While we give the people here that are here what they need.
Yeah, we need to do something for people here, not over there.
Right. Exactly.
Take care of people here.
Because we pay taxes here.
Take care of people over there.
Of all of the world, because that is what this is. I'm like, if you guys agree, then we should maybe put a time for a prayer of all the leaders of the world, of any church, whatever you believe in, if you want to just put some good vibes.
Yeah, I'll pass on all of that. Y'all can
That's right out with this fucking situation. Because we can't get the resources, man. Not only that, but we couldn't get help, period. And it shouldn't have to take more than us to fucking make shit happen.
Our next speaker signed up was Vincent Broughton. I don't see him in chambers.
Our council
out. Kayla, great house.
This is all asking about reparations, baby.
Thank you for having me. My name is Kayla, and I wanted to speak about evictions and rent control. Last year, Denver stated that they had the most evictions on record and that the city was scrambling on how to fix a very preventable problem. But the problem can be prevented because there's rental assistance available, but there's too many loopholes for us to jump through. Like, for instance, you need either a 10-day demand or a court summons to get assistance.
Yeah, that's
and even though I know that's an internal policy and it's not a city of Denver policy, I feel that y'all should institute some type of requirement that be overridden, because you have cases of unemployment, you know, where people can prove that, but they still have to wait because they're not.
I want to blame this homeless
If they homeless, they can withhold your 10-day notice, and they can withhold your court summons, and then you get assistance. Get tired of waiting. You know, they know you're getting the assistance. They know them, so they're not gonna follow through in the process. You know, so I believe that that's something that the city of Denver needs to definitely take a look at, because if not, there's going to continue to be.
This is probably the most I've seen
ever.
ever.
Harmful internal policy is no way helpful.
They have no
that are able to obtain SNAP benefits.
They don't have no
within 90 days or less. But you have the people in Denver who live here, who pay taxes.
That's right, Kayla.
Who, you know,
I'm not like a big stickler about the law.
You can't get none of that assistance.
I don't really care about that.
People, you know, that
you haven't really think about that.
Citizens. They're being placed ahead of us, and that's not right.
That's right, Kayla. You tell them.
Not for people that work and pay taxes. Not for people who have had needs, who have been on lists waiting for housing, waiting for any type of assistance, who legitimately can't get it. So I ask that the city council, you know, definitely take a look into all of this and review these policies, and definitely look at, you know, what you're doing. Yes, the migrants help.
Exactly.
Pay taxes, they take our money. When you get food stamps and you report, hey, I got a job, they don't stop giving you food stamps. They put that it's an admin error on there, but it's not an admin error, because they take your tax return that you filed for after you let them know that, hey, I don't need your help no more.
Thank you,
so I just ask that the city, you know, take a look at that. Thank you for having me.
Thank you very much. One of our previous signups has come in. Ada Fodak, on up.
Thank you, Kayla.
All right. Here.
The sister was right exactly what she was saying.
Myself, my name's Adam Hodak. I'm a small business owner on a bar called Al on South Broadway. I've been a Baker resident for about 15 years. I mean, I'll just be honest, I'm here to ask for money. Not so much as on behalf of around 200 other small businesses that recently signed up for an campaign prayer through Vito. Might have read about this in the paper. It's like a little over 300 businesses throughout the city of Denver signed up. Metro. Not a single person in this city that needs to be talked to or explain the context of difficulty with our homeless, houseless, unhomed population. You choose what you want to call it. Reality is it's affected every single person in this city. And then Cam and Grant was something quite lovely that the city offered, 4th round of funding. However, I would say a fair and equitable distribution of the roughly $1.5 million did not play out the way it should have. 2 Metropolis coffee shops, Blacc, received 2 of the 100 grants. 2 Mr. P's liquor stores got nothing against their business. They do a phenomenal job, good people. Snooze, 57 locations across America received one of those grants, and that's nothing against John and Adam. Really good people started here.
He's talking about one of the businesses down there across the street from the rescue mission. It was one of the first restaurants that Denver Occupy got to not sign a deal with the Downtown Denver Partnership.
Yeah. And also, too, I'm going to say this here, then I got to go, okay, on that Occupy movement, man, what was that, 2010, 2012? Well, yeah, that Occupy movement, man, that was a bunch of bullshit. You know what I'm saying? They didn't get nothing done, man.
Well, they got a camping ban.
Right.
Here in Denver.
Yeah, they got arrested in Oakland.
They got arrested here in Denver, too.
Mm-hmm.
And we got a food bank out of it. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, well, I appreciate the food bank, but it just goes to show, ladies and gentlemen, in my closing statements here for Frontline Black News, is that the hypocrisy of the United States in regard to those of African descent in this country is nothing more than hypocrisy. With the election of Kamala Harris as the vice president proves that hypocrisy. The shit that the dump talks as in human shit. And I want to make this perfectly clear.
Well, before you go, Shabaka, you got to hear what me and Lady Chase say. So,
okay. All right. I'm sorry. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So y'all made comments here at City Council. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Most definitely. Okay. Most definitely.
One of the people that was ahead of us.
Okay.
There's Lady Che. Beginning of hers. It's Robert Bailey. Lady Chase right after him. Okay.
Progress. Most of the previous speakers were absolutely 150% correct. When we talk about being benign neglected, especially in the Black community, being placed in the back for everything we need when it comes to migrants. You know, I would have to factor in being just a person time of being unhoused, a matter of like 15 years. We have never seen you move so fast, get things done so quickly, and you want to be applauded for it. Are you serious? Man, the amount of invested is so high, it's up to my shoulders. I'm only 5 foot tall. So stop it. The other thing is that when did we ever have to read about our indigent hospitals? We want to take care of the indigent people. We want to take care of everybody. Denver Health, Denver General, however you want to call it, for the people who have been here the most of their lives. We know what it's called. Where they are almost bankrupt because of the migrant situation. 40 million already, and we're only halfway through the first year of this new administration. Here's why we want to say, okay, we see that, the white boys been, you see making these waves in the media, these boys, some of these outshining all the other Black men, whatever you want to say, okay, we understand, we see the place. However, we also see the front. We also see that this is wrong. We also She's the only one. The only one. Other than that, no.
Thank you very much. Our next speaker joining us on Zoom is Jesse Harris.
Yes, good evening, members of council, those watching at home, those in the council chambers. My name is Jessica Sean Parrish, and I represent for Black Star Action Movement for Self-Defense, Positive Action Commitment for Social Change, as well as the Unity Party of Colorado, the Northeast Residents Council or Northeast Residents Coalition, whichever name you gave the proclamation to in the last year for Lamone and others. And I am representing for Frontline Black News, the Revolutionary Agenda, Shabaka's Black Experience Enhanced, and I reside at the Roach Bedbug and Mice Infested, CCH-owned Fusion Studios in Chantel Lewis's district of District 8. That is the councilwoman that Brandy Majors was referring to earlier. I agree with majority of the previous speakers, especially Lady Che, Brandy, and Sister Tracy. You are literally prioritizing non-citizens, no matter what terminology you want to use to describe them, like a previous speaker said about our unhoused neighbors, which, by the way, is still my term. I'm the one that came up with that term. When y'all kept saying, you know, we can do better, and Initiative 300 wasn't the answer, and we can do better. Well, it's been 5 years. We're still not doing better. We're doing worse, but we're doing better for non-citizens. We are prioritizing people that aren't even citizens, that didn't even vote y'all into office, didn't even pay the tax dollars for any other stuff that's being funded, but they take priority over American citizens. But this is what voting blue, no matter who gets you. We tried to warn you. Y'all thought it was a joke. I thought it was a game. Y'all laughed at me, said my whole campaign was a joke because I wanted to prioritize Black citizens, you know, the people that built this country, the people that the sweat equity, the gross domestic product was generated off of for centuries.
Right.
Prioritize them, but that was a joke. That was laughed at. I was the only candidate that ran that not only had a Black first agenda, but was not in support of the sanctuary city statuses. But again, that was a joke. That was laughed at. Y'all put $15 million up against me.
That's right. Rub their nose in it. Beautiful.
The actual citizens of the city are losing. We are not being prioritized. Our needs are not being met. We are definitely being put at the back burner, no matter what color we are. If you're an American citizen, you are not being prioritized under these democratic authoritarian regimes. So don't get voters' remorse now and stop patting yourselves on the back, city. Y'all didn't do nothing. Like Bernie Major said, y'all had 15 years to get this under control, and now all of a sudden now we have illegal immigrants flooding into the city. Now we got to do something.
Thank you very much.
Miss me with
that concludes our general public comment session. If we didn't get to you,
That was beautiful, and that's why that ragged ass heifer up there wanted to shut you down so quick.
Oh yeah.
That was excellent. That was beautiful. You see what I'm saying? That was beautiful, Brother Che. And I want to be just like you when I grow up. You know, I have a good mind. Well, I might need somebody with me in case they arrest my ass if I go address the LA City Council. I might need medical attention if I go address the Oakland City Council, because I will tell them the same fucking thing. You brought them face to face with their hypocrisy. That's why they didn't like it. That's why they shut you down. You put egg in their face. You took a pie, Brother Che, of truth, and you smashed them right in their lying ass faces.
Yep.
And boy, and them damn politicians up there talking out of both cracks of their ass.
They don't like you when we get up there, and that's it.
Well, see, Lady Che, as Brother Malcolm had said, that any time that you speak against what is the popular version of truth, you're always going to be hated. You're always going to be shut down with the Jeff Farts, the Joe Gibsons, the Piankis. You see what I'm saying? Other idiot that I was talking to on another podcast earlier this afternoon. This is my podcast about it. You disrespecting my podcast. How the fuck is truth disrespecting you? Right on, twin. Yeah, selling flowers. Yeah, twin pyramid. Yes, sir. And that's putting it mildly. And Andrew Blankenship of Black Power, always, yes, sir. And also, too, folks, please check out Shabaka's Black Experience Enhanced tomorrow night on Tuesday. Call in at 516-418-5996. And Shabaka's Black Experience Enhanced is a division of Frontline Black News. So they fucking with us, okay? We're going to try to make it work. And then, Brother Paris, I'm going to give you a call, at your convenience, man. To get us both off in the studio. I think you would have to do it off of your end, and we speak against the popular version of what is truth, because the popular version of what is truth is two words: bullshit. Okay? You got these illegal motherfuckers right up here fucking up the damn economy and shit. Oh, well, they're in search of the American dream. You sound like Ben Carson taking his own medication. Stones, we used to call him in the late 60s, where you stumbling around and your mind is all fucked up. Fortunately, this is the state of California with its wicked ass prevents a motherfucker like Ben Carson from writing his own prescription. So he's going to his homeboy, hey, man, you write my prescription, homie, and I write yours. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, the hypocrisy is real. And then also, too, ladies and gentlemen, as I close out, and I want to make this perfectly clear, the dump, as in human shit, okay? Hopefully he loses. Hopefully, that they will convict the bastard, you know what I'm saying? But he's got too much money, and all you crooked ass politicians are for sale. And then when politicians come with integrity, then all of a sudden they're bad guys. You see what I'm saying? But however, the more we piss you off, the more we love it. You know what I'm saying? And this is why we had created the hashtag resurrection of the mental dead. So I'm going to bid you all good night from Sin City, where they're having a Super Bowl that'll be coming up in the next few weeks. And also, too, unfortunately, the Raiders are in dry dock. The Pony Express is
Broncos, God damn it.
But so far, it looks like okay. So got to get with Jay Militant, see what's up with the 49er gang, is because it looks like
take it off,
huh?
They're gonna take it off.
Yeah, and then I think they're going to be playing the Detroit Lions in a NFC Championship. And I don't know what's happening in the AFC, because ever since my Raiders went in the dry dock, you know what I'm saying, kind of lost interest.
It's going to be the Chiefs or the Queefs.
Okay, and the Buffalo Bills. Because ain't they? Okay, so they playing each other for the AFC title, right?
Yeah, they already played and Buffalo lost.
Okay, all right, so it's going to be the Queefs. Okay.
And
all right.
Ravens. Team.
Okay, it's going to be whose team for the NFC?
For the AFC.
Okay, the Chiefs are the AFC.
The AFC and the Ravens for the AFC.
Okay, so they're going into the championship game. The Ravens and the Chiefs for the AFC. And who's going into the championship game for the NFC?
The Lions and the 49ers.
Okay, so Jay Militant, okay, shout out there to you, brother, okay, so, the 49ers, on the gold rush and what have you, and keep in mind, San Francisco is where Freddie D did start a newspaper publication business, the one and only Mr. Frederick Douglass, as he escaped slavery by beating a living dog shit for a couple of hours out of the raping, slave trading, pedophile. Frederick D, that was excellent work. You know what I'm saying? And thank you, Frederick Douglass, for the contributions that you made to our history. Thank Lady Che with the revolutionary agenda. Thank Brother Che, for the Black First agenda and the great things that he do. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is Shabaka Sankori signing off from Sin City. Come on.
Good night.
All right. Night. Okay, come on, 7-Eleven.
Okay, heaven for
All
7
right, I'm gonna sign off too. Thank you, everybody. Stay black, stay dangerous. We'll see you tomorrow for the revolutionary agenda. Get your pockets black experience.
Oh, damn. Lady Chase ready to throw in the towel.
Because I got to. You said we had to. I got to. I can't hear you right now. I can't. But I wish I could, but I can't hear you. I gotta go. So I'm gonna go ahead and lay down for reals. Stay black, stay dangerous, stay favorite. I'll see y'all tomorrow for the revolutionary agenda. If you're not subscribed, get over there now. So you
Yeah.
can hear some
And
interesting.
speaking of which, when is that gonna drop? Oh, tomorrow?
Yeah, we're good. Whatever time. What's the time is it now today?
It's almost 2 a.m.
Later on today. So yeah, sometime later on today. Hopefully before Shabaka's Black Experience it has.
Okay.
So thank y'all. See y'all later. Stay black, stay dangerous, stay favored. And thank you for hanging in with us for the Frontline Black News. And I'll see you in a few minutes, Jesse.
Okay.
Okay. Peace.
Peace. All right. I guess we'll end it here then. So thank y'all for tuning in to this episode of the Frontline Black News, Season 3, Episode 42, Part 3 of the Frontline Black News. We will be back at our regular scheduled time on Saturday at 10 p.m. Mountain Standard Time for Frontline Black News, Season 3, Episode 43, Part 1. In the meantime, make sure you like and subscribe to all of our platforms, Frontline Black News, The Revolutionary Agenda, which will be coming later today, and Shabaka's Black Experience Enhanced. Shabaka's Black Experience Enhanced, along with Frontline Black News and The Revolutionary Agenda, are all divisions of Frontline Campaign. So join us tomorrow for Shabaka's Black Experience Enhanced at our regular scheduled time of 6 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Mountain, 8 p.m. Central, and 9 p.m. in the East. So peace, love, light, reparations, and separations, and Black empowerment. We will see y'all tomorrow on the StreamYard for Shabaka's Black Experience Enhanced and the RBA, the Revolutionary Agenda. Make sure y'all like and subscribe. Hit that like button on the way out, and we'll see y'all then. Peace.